I grew up in Reading. I lived most of my life there until I was 19. And then I ended up in prison, and here I am now. I've only just got out probably like 4.5 years ago. I ended up being out on the streets from really young, like probably like 11 years old. So people didn't even roll around with knives. That's pointless. Do you know what I mean? Everyone had a gun back then. Was like, yo, listen, you see them girls, yeah? They got mad paper. Like, they're mashing mad food. Her man has gone to prison, yeah? And he's left her, because obviously he's a trapper, and he's left her 100 grand in cash. So I'm there, and obviously I see the money and all of that. I see a lot of money anyway. Can't tell you it was 100 grand, but it was more than I'd ever seen before. And they said hello to him, and he's walked past them to walk into the front door. And as he's got to the front door, boom, gun butt. I don't really see no one shaped like you. Like, you ain't gonna know, like, because all this, everyone used to say it to me, you need to do bodybuilding. Even Screws be like, you need to do bodybuilding when you go out. And I'll be like, what are you going? I'm not wearing them pants. I ain't trying to be expecting nothing from no one anymore. So it's best that I focus on what I need to do in life.
Yes.
And the positive stuff that I can do in life for others. You know what I mean? I'm saying, what if I get smoked and other people are in the room, yeah? And they're like, bro, you ain't getting smoked, bro. You're not getting smoked. If you get smoked, yeah, it's by some freak, and you are the freak. So you're good. So you're good.
All right, so we got a massive reception to our Asian Hitz podcast. And he was so inspired by all of your love and respect and responses. He started his own channel. And I was, getting messages from him at first, and he was trying it out, and he's absolutely blown up on YouTube. So please subscribe to Asian Hitz channel if you've not already done so. And I've been watching it, and one of the stories that has just blown me away the most is the story of Ghost Simon here. And I think you're going to feel the same as well. He has an activewear, sportswear company.
Yeah.
HBG Activewear.
Yeah.
So his link for this and all the socials will be in the description box below the video. And he came the 6th in an international bodybuilding contest recently. He's lost a bit of weight since then, but those are probably the biggest biceps of any of the guests that we've had on so far.
Can I give them a feel?
Definitely. Yeah, you can.
Look at this.
Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Good.
Guys, that is solid. Honestly. Wow.
It was bigger before, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we're gonna, at the end of the story, we'll talk about his bodybuilding, how all this came about, but we're gonna go back in time to what led him into his incarceration and everything else. So whereabouts did you grow up in the UK?
So I grew up in Reading. I lived most of my life there until I was 19. And then I ended up in prison, and here I am now. I've only just got out probably like 4.5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
So on the streets of Reading then, as a young person, what was that like?
It was cool. I mean, I ended up being out on the streets from really young, like probably like 11 years old. So like for me, it was just normal. It's a lot different now than what it was back then now. Like major difference.
In what sort of sense?
I don't really go back there as much as I used to, but I can see that just in general, just the kind of like, for want of a better word, the gang culture kind of thing is a lot different now.
It's got more dangerous.
Nah, it was way more dangerous back when.
Oh, was
it?
Yeah, definitely. Like I don't know. I know the kids and that do a lot of stabbing and stuff and things like that. But like back when I was out on the street back then, and especially leading up to me going into prison, like early 2000s, Like, we didn't, people didn't even roll around with knives. That's pointless. Do you know what I mean? Everyone had a gun back then. So,
What kind of things were you seeing on the streets that were dangerous?
So to be honest with you, it's like, I used to hang around, everyone I used to hang around with was way older than me, much older than me, to the point when I did end up going to prison and I was on the news and in the newspapers, some people was like, what the fuck? We didn't even know he was that old. Yeah.
So why were you out on the streets at 11? Sorry.
So like, all right, I'm glad you asked me that, because like, I'm not someone that grew up in like some mad like deprived estate or anything like that. That's not how I grew up. Basically, my parents always worked all their life. Yeah, they've been hard workers. We lived in a decent house, had an older brother, but my parents just used to work all the time, like constantly, to the point where it's like my dad would work away from home for days at end on a week, and my mum would be working nights as well as daytime, stuff like that. So I'm just left to my own devices. My older brother's like 12 years older than me. Do you know what I mean? And he's doing whatever he's doing. He's supposed to be in charge of looking after me or whatever. But he ain't really studying me. Do you know what I mean? He's not really studying me. He's doing whatever he's doing. Whatever he's doing is a different story, but I got to find out a bit later. But at the time, like, I was just left to my own devices. So obviously I ended up meeting with friends around my area, which were cool kids as well. None of them really ended up into the stuff that I did. But what happened was we would hang around. We'd end up going into like the town centre, like the shopping mall or whatever. And that's where you see all the older kids. Do you know what I mean? Like, and they would know who they are. I didn't know, because they might have cousins or whatever or anything like that, but I didn't know them back then. So when we were going through the shopping mall or whatever, this is where all the older kids would hang around or whatever. They'll see me walking with these lot. They know these lot, but they don't know me. So they'll come over and they'll be like, yo, so who's the new guy? You understand what I'm saying? And they'll be saying to you, yo, bruv, like, where are you from? And I'm telling them, I'm from Reading. You know? And they're like, we ain't never seen you before. How old are you? I'm like, I'm 11. And they don't believe me.
Were you massive then?
I was big. Like, I wasn't like, but I've always been this height since I was like 11.
What? How tall are you?
Like 5'11". I've been this height since I was 11, straight.
Good at basketball?
Nah. Do you know what I mean? I never got no taller, did I? But I've been this height, literally this height since I was 11 years old. Facts. Wow. Do you know what I mean? I ain't been this big, but I've been this height since I was 11. So, man looking at me like I'm lying, and they're saying, bro, stop chatting shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's going to get heated now. Yeah? But they're obviously a lot older than me. There's nothing I could do. But that's when all the other kids would come over and they're like, no, he's really our age. He is. You understand? So then from there, everyone was cool with me.
Yeah.
And then I ended up stop hanging around with these lot. Now I end up hanging around with these lot now. Do you understand? And I ended up living in it's like a council estate. Well, I didn't even live there. I just left home. I was never at home. I was just there all the time at my friend's house, at his mum's house all the time. He had an older brother who was one of the main guys.
So what did your parents say about you moving out at 11?
I hadn't moved out at 11 yet.
Or left, drifting at 11?
They've just been...
Did they notice?
At work. No, they don't know.
No.
They're at work.
Wow.
They're at work. I'm not like I'm out when they're there.
Ah.
Do you know what I
you're
mean?
home in the evenings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm hanging around with these lot when I'm going out in the daytime. And then, I'm hanging around with these lot in their area.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, like, I ended up being in, that place ended up becoming like my second home. I'm just there all the time. It's called Ian Mercado Way. And then, obviously, we used to watch with little kids, we used to watch all the Juice movies and all of that, all the Tupac movies, and be like, yeah, you know what I mean? Then we just ended up getting older. By this time, I'm like 14, yeah? Obviously, I smoked weed from like, I was like 11, yeah? So, obviously, I knew about weed and that. And at school, like, you know, some little kids might know about weed, they don't know where to get it from. I kind of know where to get it from. So you roll like a couple, like loads of spliffs out of a £10 drawer. You end up making like £100 or something off of it. I just do some stupid shit like that, but nothing serious. But then obviously across the road from my friend's house, we used to say there used to be a woman that used to live over there. And she used to be cool with us. We go in there, smoke weed, do whatever. She was cool with us. And then, obviously, we're little kids and that, like, we're promiscuous. So we're thinking, yo, what I want, like, we want, you know what I mean? Like, these older women, man, they're nice, you know what I mean? Whatever, like, they got friends coming around and that. They got friends and all of that.
A thing for the cougars.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, but these times, they're like 24, 25, yeah? And, like, I'm there in the house, and obviously, again, as I said, I'm bigger. I'm a lot more, like, you know what I mean, more mature for my age. I'll be there, we'll be drinking, smoking, whatever, and we meet these girls. And they just ended up taking a shine into me, and they just liked me. But I didn't know what I was getting into at the time. I didn't know who they was, like, on the first night when I met them. I didn't really know. They're just cool. You know what I mean? It's a group of them, and like, yeah, they're nice. You know what I mean? But I don't really know anything about them. But they take a shine into me. I remember the night I first met them. I thought I don't know, you know, like I was so stupid. Like I thought it was a G, like drink Hennessy and all stupid and smoke weed. And I remember they bet me, yeah, £200. Yeah, because I was saying that I'd down this whole half a bottle now, straight, like that. I'm thinking, they're like, £200 bet you can't do it. And I'm thinking, yo, I get a new pair of TNs with that. £200, yeah? Listen, I just backed the whole half a bottle of vodka, drunk the whole thing, and I was fine. I was on hype, shouting, what? Give me my £200 and all this on some hype thing. Went outside, fresh air hit me, boom, vomit everywhere, like messed up. They've obviously had to drag me back into the house, like I'm vomiting everywhere. All I know is I woke up the next morning and I'm on the sofa, yeah, with a cover over me. Like, what the fuck just happened, yeah?
Complete mind blank.
Yeah. Lifted up the sheet. I'm ass naked. I'm out completely naked. So now I'm pissed. I'm like, who the fuck? I'm mad now because I'm thinking, they're like, no, you was drunk. You vomited all over your clothes. We had to take your clothes off. We're going to let you sleep until you're sick or whatever. But from there, they just loved me. They took a shine into me.
Why is that? Did they see
I don't
you?
know, because they just thought like, this kid's crazy. This kid's crazy. Do you know what I mean? That's what they thought. This kid's crazy. Do you know what I mean? So, after that, obviously, like the olders have come around. Like, as I said, like my friend, one of his brothers was one of them olders and that. Yeah, I'm not saying he said this to me, but what was said to me was like, yo, listen, you see them girls, yeah? They got mad paper. Like, they're mashing mad food. That's what, and I'm like, what? Girls? Because obviously back then, yeah, like the older guys that I've been around, I see them selling crack and all that. I knew what all that shit was. I see them doing all that. Like, I'm in the car with them and they're meeting the junkies and all of that. And it's like, yeah, at first you're worried, like, yo, that man's crazy. And that. They're like, nah, man, that's just how we move. So obviously I'm kind of used to that world already. Do you know what I mean? Just being around like the older kids and the older guys. They're not kids. I was a kid. They'd probably be about, at the time, they might have been like 19 or 20. They would have probably been about 20 even. about them. But they're like, listen, you know, the one with the house, whose house it was, her man has gone to prison. Yeah. And he's left her, because obviously he's a trapper, and he's left her 100 grand in cash. Yeah. You need to get in there and find out the ins and outs, and we're going to run up in there. That's what they said. That's what they said. That's what they said. Do you know what I mean? I'm a kid at the time, so, but I still, you see me, yeah? I'm still me. Like, I've always been me from, like, in a sense of morality, yeah? Like, they was cool to me. Like, they was, I get anything from them. Anything. I'm like, they'd buy me jewelry, new trainers, everything. Like, and as I said, they said that there was 100 grand of cash that the boyfriend had left, yeah, from whatever he was doing. And I see it. I never counted it. I never counted it. So I can't tell you that it was 100 grand. But all I know was the most money I'd ever seen in my life, yeah, on the kitchen, on the living room coffee table, yeah.
Or just there, plain as day.
No, they was counting.
Yeah.
They was counting. Obviously, they. So she had that money there. The other one, who I ended up having a kid with, she was doing her own thing anyway, but she was doing it for some guy, some big man in London who had the whole of Reading. When I say the whole of Reading, I mean like the black, like, crack community, like, because Reading has a big, like, Bayesian people from Barbados, big community. So this guy seemed like he was like the man. They was working for him. That's why they would never get touched. Do you understand? So I'm there, and obviously I see the money and all of that. I see a lot of money anyway. Can't tell you it was 100 grand, but it was more than I'd ever seen before. And it's like, they're cool to me, man. I'm not going to set these up. I'm not going to do that. That's just not me. I don't care if it makes me sound soft or I look soft or whatever. You should have just gone on with the mission or whatever. No. Like, they cool to me. That's not my character. So I ended up living with them. And that was it. I just ended up living with them. Like, we was in the house. And I lived with them probably for 2 years. Do you know what I mean? And then that's when I saw the world of shit. The world of shit.
What's cool about this is, like, most of the stories start with, like, it's men in the gangster world, but what's interesting is it's girl gangsters, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah,
it's mad.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I said, like, I ended up having a kid with one of them. Yeah. Like, you would never ever. It's like that never even happened in her world now. She's cool. She's the drug worker and all of that now, like, helping people.
That's good.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
she's not bad.
Sorry, it's these. No, no, it's these lights up there. Sorry.
But yeah. So obviously, I was just living with them for God knows how long. And I used to sell weed. I started selling weed or whatever. And again, when you're seeing me with them, yeah, plus all the older guys that maybe just a few years younger than them, but they're like older for me, that are doing their thing, like, you will see me with them. The big people think, you know what I mean? Like, he's cool. He's with everyone. Like,
part of the family.
You know what I mean? He's cool with everyone. Anyway, out of that money, yeah, that was there, they gave me like I think it was like a 3.5 grand loan. And like, one of them, I'm not saying my baby mum.
Yeah, no names.
Yeah, there's one of them. Gave me a 3.5 grand loan and was like, do your thing. So then that's when I first bought like my first key of weed. Back then you could get for like 28. You know what I mean? And then
reasonably priced.
Like, yeah, and then like I just started selling weed. Like, me and my boys were selling weed and stuff like that. And then obviously word got around, because like at one time there's a drought, nobody's got weed, but I got weed. Do you understand? And
prices are up.
do you know what I mean? So, but it's like, it gets around the town that, yo, certain man want weed, like proper people that was doing their thing, like older people that was doing their thing, who are not part of who I used to hang around with. Yeah. Obviously on the thing, what you said, we allude to it. Me and Hitz allude to it. Like, they had heard that this young kid's got weed. You know what I mean? This young kid's got weed. And so obviously that's how I ended up meeting all of those guys now. So like, everybody knows me. I'm good. I can go to anybody, and like all the big guy who was running the stuff like back them times, not the main one, but the other ones in the area, I could go and ask them for a bit of weed to sell, whatever, and they'll give me. So it's good.
How did you first meet Hitz then in this story?
That's how.
Just like
that's
that.
what I'm talking about.
That was the first time.
The kid,
okay.
he's looking for weed.
Yeah.
And he hears that these little kids have got, these young kids have got weed down in Mikado.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you mean? Nobody's got weed. No, they got weed. Do you know what I mean? And that's how I met him. And I was 14.
The first time,
and I
right.
was 14 years old.
When did you first get your hands on a gun?
When I was 14.
Wow.
Yeah. So all of this stuff was all going on all at a major time. So basically, the house I used to live in, or whatever, ended up getting robbed. So
It got robbed.
So my best
by the same crew that was.
No, nobody knows to this day who it was. So basically, the girls, doing whatever they're doing, yeah, and my best friend who died, he got killed, not at this time, but when I was in prison. Happened to be the anniversary yesterday of his death. Like, he told me that because I'd left the house and I'd gone back to my parents' house just to see my parents for a bit, and obviously they're going crazy. They don't want me to leave, but they don't know really what's going on or whatever, but they're threatening to do this and do that. But I'm just saying, I'm not going to admit to anything. You think I'm going to go there and be like, oh yeah, I'm sleeping with these older women and that? No. I'm not going to do that. So what can they do? What can they do? So I've left to go back home, and when I'm at home, I'm trying to phone Digital, and I'm trying to holler at him and say like what's going on down there? I'm coming back in a minute or whatever, but he's not answering his phone. When I got back down there, I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on? I caught a taxi back, got back down there, got into the estate, and there's this ambulance everywhere, police, all kind of shit. I'm thinking, what the fuck's happened? Flew out of the taxi. So Leroy had been stabbed, the house had been run up in, they had been tied up, and all of this crazy shit. So to explain what really happened, from what I found out afterwards, from what he told me, is he's a cool guy. Like he's the kind of guy back then would be my total opposite. Do you know what I mean? Like, in the sense of, here you see him here, and you never see him frown. He's always smiling. He's always happy, to the point where you're smiling like, what the fuck he's so happy about? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm the guy who, like, that's my right hand. That's my brother. Nothing ain't happening when I'm around. You know what I mean? Because he's not the one to be for the smoke. I was, you know what I mean? So it's like, he's told me that he's gone back to his mum's, because his mum's was literally like, probably like about 50 meters, 100 meters away from the house that we were staying in. He was going out with one of the girls as well. Yeah. Right. So, he's gone back home, and when he's gone back home, he's gone to go back to the house. He said when he's walking, he's seen a couple people outside the house, a couple brothers outside the house, and what he's like, as I said, he's just a happy, cool guy. He's seen them, and he said he felt like he knew them. So he looked at them and he said like, hello, and they said hello to him, and he's walked past them to walk into the front door. And as he's got to the front door, boom, gun butt back of the head. It's been dragged into the house. When he's dragged into the house, all the girls are tied up in the living room, pillowcases over their heads. They put pillowcase over his head. where's this, where's that? They stabbed him up. Like, he had to have been like 16 then, because he's a couple years older than me. You understand? He had to go through all that at 16.
How many robbers were there?
I don't know.
No, they didn't see.
No, I don't know.
Still plodding.
Yeah, everyone's got pillowcases over their head and all of that.
Yeah.
And they're being told that this can happen to them, that's gonna happen to them. Do you know what I mean? So when I went down there and I've seen all the ambulance, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've just freaked out. Because I heard he's got stabbed, I just freaked out. You know what I mean? And it's like, I ain't care about nobody else. I ain't care about nobody else that was there. It's bad to say, but I'm going mad because this is my bro. Like, we sleep top to toe in the bed from kids. You know what I mean? All of us. We sit down, watch a movie in a single bed. Little kids, you know what I mean? Like, these are my people. And I just go mad. Like, and I knew that there was a thing about it. I knew that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say who had it, but someone had a thing, yeah? And you mean to tell me that you lot got the thing and you let this happen? That's how I was thinking. So I'm thinking straight. I said to you, like, all I used to watch is very crazy Juice and all of that movie, Tupac movies, all that. Like, you lot got the thing, and then I took that, and then from there, I swear, everyone, I thought I was Bishop. I swear, everyone, that's how I thought I was Bishop for a bit. You know what I mean? Because I was gassed. I had that, and it was just like anybody that's coming, because there's no way we're gonna find who done it. We knew that, but in my head, it was just like, this is not gonna happen to us again. I got this, and then obviously, that's when, my older friend, my older friend just like, how the fuck have you got that? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, who the fuck gave you that? Like, and then it's just like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, dissuaded me to hand it over kind of thing. And like, obviously, not like took it off of me, nothing like that, but he got it off of me. You get me? Because he knew what was going to happen. Some little kid running around with that. It was just a disaster waiting to happen. So, yeah. I mean, so that was like 14 to 16. When I was 16, that's when I moved back home.
So in the aftermath of that then, was there like investigations of who could possibly have done it?
We don't know, because things just started spiraling out of control. The girl that had all the money blew all of that. That ended up going nowhere. The other people that was doing whatever they was doing with the big man, like, just didn't seem to be working right. The big man felt like since I had come on the scene, everything had started going wrong. So, but I was a little shit. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I didn't even know what I was doing back then, because there's a couple phone calls, you know, like the big man went on the phone to me on my phone and talked some real shit. Like, bro, like, ever since you've been around, everything's been fucking up. And I was just a shit. I'm there talking a whole heap of hype shit on the phone back to him like an idiot, like, because I'm just a gassed up little kid. They're talking a load of hype shit, not even really thinking what can really go down. Well, I'm not, just don't care. I know what can go down, obviously. I know, look at, but I just don't care about them. But I ended up when I was 16, as I said, that's when I moved back home. And that's when basically, like, obviously then now I'm a dad and all of that.
So what age were you a dad?
So like, she was pregnant when I was 15.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So
That must have been hard.
Yeah. Yeah. But I never really saw her like pregnant. It was just like,
here you go, you're a dad.
she'd run off like on some mad shit, and then the next minute, boom, here you go, you're a dad. That's how it was for me, kind of thing. Yeah. So it never really, I never had to do that one where, you know, you're sitting down and you're thinking about planning and you're going to have a family and I need to. Wasn't really like that for me.
How shocked were you?
Not shocked at all.
No?
Nah, 'cause I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping with a girl. I'm not stupid. I know how it works. I might have been young, but I know how it works. So I weren't shocked at all.
Wow.
What about like the sense of, I'm proud I've got a child?
So when the whole time when she's pregnant and all of that, like when she's pregnant and that, it hasn't even, because remember, I'd never seen her. She had her own problems going on. That's why I rate her for what she's done. But she had her own problems going on back then or whatever. And she ran off or whatever. And I never saw her. You know what I mean? But I've spoken to her a few times, but it never really hit me that I was a dad, even when I actually got him. Like when he first came, I didn't know what to do. And Leroy,
You're 15, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, and Leroy, 15 just turning 16 kind of thing. But Leroy, Digital, the one who died, he's like, nah, bro, look, you got to hold the head like this. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's my proper, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I didn't know how to do any of that stuff. Like, you got to hold the head and make sure his head don't. I didn't know how to do none of that. You know what I mean? But when it really hit me that I was dad was when he got a little bit older and he could talk.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time he said it specifically, because I got that kind of memory where like to this day, like, I will never forget that jacket that you're wearing.
I don't think anyone will.
Like even 10 years down the line, I will be able to say, yeah, she was wearing such and such jacket. I just got that kind of weird memory. Yeah.
The Oriental.
Yeah. I remember the first time specifically when he was stood at the top of a slide with his mum. They was going down the slide and he shouted, "Watch dad, watch dad." And it's the first time he ever called me dad, and I was like, yo. That's when I knew I was a dad.
It's wicked.
That's when I knew I was a dad.
And what had happened to your school throughout this period of time?
Never went.
I
used to go to school every time when I was at school, I just have problems at school all the time because like when I would go and the classes and all that work, I'll be in all the top classes. Like it just wasn't stimulating enough for me. So I'd always find myself in trouble in school as well, like fights or whatever, or just do some mad shit. Like a teacher will talk crazy to me and I might just lose it. Like I was stupid back then. So yeah, school. And it was like, obviously once I met them and I'm seeing all this money, I'm thinking, ain't the whole purpose of school, for me to flip and get a job and make money? What do I need to go to school for when the money's here right now? We can make money. Like then that's how I thought. So
you're back at your parents. You got a kid.
Yeah.
And are you like trying to get away from the lifestyle now, or are you still deep?
Nah, I'm still. But now I know the whole game now. I know the whole game now. I've been in it from a kid, so I know the whole game now. So, like, at the time, you see them older people that I was saying that I first met, when they're established, like some of them anyway, are established, but they're older heads. I still hang around with them, like the whole time I still hang around with them, and some of them are getting it in, some of them are getting it in. Others are more soldiers, for want of a better word. But they was boring, man. They was boring. Like for me, they was boring. You just should, like, they don't do nothing. They don't want to go nowhere. They don't want to do anything. They just want to trap, and that's it. But you gotta remember, I just come from being around these people, and we're going to all these big hotels. We're staying in a hotel for the weekend and all that. Like as a kid, I'd never done any of that shit before, and now we're going back to just hanging around in the ends. That's long. So another group of people that is like a kind of splinter group. Yeah, they're family. They're still family to this other group. They just come out of prison, and all man used to do is hear stories about them. That's it. like they was known to be like kind of like they're robbers, like stick up kids kind of thing. They do mad robbery and they make money, they get it in, they live the fast life. That's what they've been doing in prison the whole time. Just so happens, the girls that I used to hang around with, the girls that from before, they used to hang around with them before I met them. Yeah. They was all good friends with them, like best buddies, like, like they used to hang around with them.
So how do you know they're not responsible for the robbery?
No. They was in prison.
At the time.
They was in prison. Maybe.
Yeah.
But they was in prison.
At the time.
So yeah.
Alibi.
Yeah, you never know. But like, so they come out of prison and obviously like I've heard about them. Now my friend, the one who died, yeah, he started going out with one of the sisters. So now, like, obviously, like I'm meeting them, and obviously they're hearing about me. This young kid, I start hanging around with them now. Do you know what I mean? Maybe was the biggest mistake of my life. Biggest mistake of my life.
Yeah.
Because it's like there's only one road that's leading to. There's only one road that's leading to. And people was warning me, People was telling me, but you don't want to hear that. You thinking they're hating and they're talking shit, so I'm not going to hear that. But it was like they come out. I heard that, in there, they go to the gym and all of that. That's why I started going to the gym.
Is that the only reason?
What? They're coming out. I heard they go to the gym. They're big. I'm got to be big and all of that. Even though I'm a little kid, I got to be big as well. I heard that's what they do in jail and that. They get diesel and that. So that's when I started training.
Yeah.
That's when I started training. And it's like, obviously I come out and I meet them and they're cool. And it's just exciting being around them. And they got mad respect. So, like, we was having fun. But one of the individuals, like, it's like, we end up being closer. We literally live 5 minutes away from each other. And it's like, you come like, I look at you like my brother now. You know what I mean? We're just all the time. But it would literally piss me off all the time. Piss me off all the time. To the point where I'll be like, fuck this shit, man. Forget my man. I don't even want him around me no more. Like, I'm staying up and I try and avoid him. Yeah. And I try and avoid him. Bearing in mind, this is the same people that everyone kept telling me, don't trust him, Don't trust him because this blah, 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 blah. And listening. So, like, I lost my trail of thought there. I lost my trail of thought. But all I know is that like I kind of like at times would try and stay away from him. And they'd be looking for me everywhere. Like all ringing, getting him, where's Ghost? Like to the point it was weird. Like even trying to get my girl's number in there. Yeah. And then
that's what I was going to ask you. Why is your nickname Ghost?
I just had it from a kid.
What, because you're never around?
Yeah, I'll never really see me doing shit. But it happens though. Like it used to anyway. Yeah. But nah, just the name. This is my MC name.
Oh, okay.
My MC name, because I used to be an MC,
Wicked.
This it all ties in. Like, I'll get to all of that.
It.
Yeah.
Cool.
So basically, yeah, like I'll be trying to stay away from him, and then he'll finally bump into me. And when we do finally bump into him, we're like, yo, come out, we're going such and such and we're going such and such. And I'll be like, nah, fuck that, nah, I can't, I ain't got no money or whatever. And he knows I got money. And he'll be like, I'll pay for you. So now what am I gonna say? So I end up going out with him, and I go out with him and we're out partying. And I'm sitting there, we've had 2 drinks. And I'm like, yo, you know what? My man's cool, He's all right. I don't know why I was trying to avoid him.
Alcohol does that.
exactly. Well, I didn't never know that. I didn't know something like that. Like, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, he's cool. Like, why am I trying to avoid him? And then some shit will happen. Like, some shit will happen. And basically, that's how I ended up going to prison. Like, trying to stay away or whatever. Ended up going out one night. Didn't want to go out that night. And then next minute, someone gets shot. And someone gets cut in the face. And it's all mayhem. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. But getting back to my name and the music thing. So this whole time, I've been into music the whole time. And everyone, like when I started it, same my friend who died, he's the one who was like, yo, he was the first Don that done the MC thing. It wasn't the best, but he done it, and he looked like he's like, trust me, try a thing. Wrote my first rhyme, and he was like, yo, that's hard. You need to keep doing that shit. Yeah. And then that's how I got into it. Everyone ended up knowing that, like, this could be my way, like, forward, you know. You understand what I'm saying? Those girls, I remember those girls went and bought me the most expensive Sennheiser mic they could find and all of that. Do you know what I mean? So it was nice. And I used to be on like Raw Mission straight after Nasty Crew, which was a pirate radio station back in the day, like a big pirate radio station. So Nasty Crew, you know who Nasty Crew are? Mm-mm. You know who Kano is and that, innit? On
He's
Top
not very
Boy.
into it.
You know Top Boy. You don't know Top Boy?
I lived in America for 20 years.
Top Boy's like one
so
of the
I missed
biggest,
all the English stuff.
Top Boy's like one of the biggest series out, TV series. He stars in that now.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So like I used to be, they was Nasty Crew. Like they used to be on, I think it was 6 till 8, and me and my friend, which was co-defendants, we used to come on 8 till 10 straight afterwards. So I was there, I was trying to think. I was like moving around and stuff. Like people was getting to know me. Other big MCs, like some ones that made some big tunes back then. I'm not going to shout their name because they might not want me to, but I'll be around them as well. Like some well-known ones, friends, you know what I mean? And even some of them could see back then the road that I was going down wasn't the right road to be going down, because specifically someone who's very, very in the limelight, as in UK artists, like very in the limelight. He was like the head of this. He's the brains behind the operation of this crew. Yeah. And one of them used to be my real good friend. He still is my real good friend. We still talk on Instagram and stuff like that. I just haven't seen him since I come out of prison, but we still talk. Yeah. And he was even told that, yo, you need to stop hanging around with ghosts, you know, because bro, he's you know what I mean? Because like I might get like little bookings to go to some of these, not no big major raves. Obviously I've done some big ones in Reading and that, but you know, like in and around the country, like some small raves, I'm still getting my name out there, trying to get my name out there. So I might get a booking for a small rave. Nothing major. But because we go there and it's not no big rave and I'm with them lot and we're in the rave and it's like, this is how I'm trying to get my name out. The man like, oh fuck this place, this is dead, blood. Let's just go. Let's go. And I might not be the one who's driving that time. So now I got to jump in the car and leave the booking. Like fuck that, let's bounce. So no positivity, nothing, not pushing me anyway to the positive, just pure negative. Everything was just pure negative about that group that I was around at the time. So as I said, I went out one night and someone ended up getting shot. What
triggered the beef?
So I'm just going, like, honestly, I'm just going by what's written in the statements, yeah? I'm not going to throw no one under the bus or anything like that, yeah? But all I know is that in the statement, yeah, there's a commotion. A little kid, yeah, who wasn't even old enough to be in there, I don't think, was barged or like bumped into. So the kid supposedly turned around to the guy, and the guy has then grab the kid by the throat, and then like obviously the guys grab the kid by the throat, maybe give him a slap or whatever. But what the guy hasn't realized is that the club is filled with all of his older brothers. Wow. You know what I mean? So the kid runs off, goes and gets his older brothers, and now it's like bullets. They supposedly went to the guy, yeah, and then stepped to the guy, and then they ended up getting shot.
Here's a message from our sponsor. Do you know why free trials renew without your consent? It's something that drives me mad.
Absolutely mental.
Of course, it's a business scam out to get you. Don't let greedy corporations pocket your money. Download Truebill to take care of your subscriptions. Truebill is the new app that helps you identify and stop paying for subscriptions
that you don't need, want, or simply forget about. On average, people save up to $720 a year with Truebill,
which is approximately 500 quid. Because these damn companies make it hard to cancel your subscriptions, Truebill makes it incredibly easy to cancel. Just link your accounts and Truebill will make it easy to cancel your subscriptions in one tap.
And your Truebill concierge is there for when you want to cancel any unwanted subscriptions.
So you don't have to. So, Jen, have you ever signed up for a gym or something or other, and then they just keep taking this money out of your bank?
Yes, it's really, really frustrating. If you want to cancel straight away.
And before you know it, all this money's gone.
You're not even going to the gym.
You're not going to the gym. You're gaining lockdown lard. Your bank account's shrinking. You need Truebill.
Truebill has over 2 million users and in total has saved over $100 million.
Wow, that's a lot of money. Like Matthew B, who says, in a matter of seconds, I saved $660 for the year on my DirecTV bill, saved $120 for the year on my Sirius XM bill, saved $840 a year on my car insurance.
So don't fall for subscription scams.
Start cancelling today at truebill.com/Sean.
SHAUN. So go right now to truebill.com/Sean.
It could save you thousands per year. Thank you for supporting our sponsors. It's very important for the podcast production. And the links, as usual, are in the description box below this video.
And another one, when the people are trying to escape, which allegedly they're saying is like me or whatever, when we're trying to escape, they said that another one got cut trying to stop the people. So it's all mad. It's all mad. It's just a night of just mayhem. But yeah, so that's it basically. It's like just a night out of pure madness that ended up.
Where did you go when you got out there?
So when I got out where?
Out of the mayhem.
Oh, so basically I just away from there. Like I wasn't there to be. You know what I mean? Like I got nicked the next morning. So it's not
how did they catch up with you?
So this is the thing. It's not even like I even managed to go home. Like I always used to say, when I was in prison, I left my front door on the latch, it's still on the latch now, because I never went out with no intentions to be going to prison or nothing. You know what I mean?
It happened to anyone.
Yeah. And it's just mad. It's crazy. It's just like the next morning we're in Swindon, which is on the other side of the country. Yeah. Well, it's definitely a good few miles apart. Yeah. Let's say 60 miles apart, maybe. I don't
Swindon,
know, maybe 50 miles apart. Yeah, something like that.
Towards Wales.
Yeah,
it's Wiltshire, beginning of Wiltshire.
So towards Wales, it is, yeah. And I'm driving the car, and the next minute, police just swarm everywhere. Guns out, get out the car, guns in my face, whatever. like there's 2 cars. I was in one car. The other guy was in another car. He got the same. We ended up going to prison.
Is that through your phones or through license plate recognition?
I think it's license plate recognition. I think they must have seen license plate going on the motorway. Yeah. So I think I'm 99% sure it's that.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was all over Sky News and all of that as well. So it wasn't like something small. Like it literally, we're talking like a few hours after the incident.
It got you quick.
They got to us quick.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did you say one person had died?
No, he never died.
He never died.
He never died. That's the whole thing.
Mm.
This is the whole thing. Like, you see the kid that happened to, yeah? I don't even have a bad word to say about him. You know why? I don't even know him. Yeah? I don't even know him. And yeah, he never said a single thing about me in court, like anything like that. You know what I mean? He wasn't pointing the finger at me. He wasn't pointing the finger at me. He's pointing the finger at my coldie and that.
So when you got arrested, where did they take you?
Swindon jail.
Swindon police station. Then what is it? Yeah, Swindon police station. Then from Swindon police station, they held us there for a minute, and they took us to Aldershot police station because Basingstoke police station was being refurbished. Yeah, or some shit like that. They took us to Aldershot police station.
That's not far from there.
Yeah. And my face, had a cut on my face. So they needed to take me to hospital, and they took me to Aldershot, where it's them army man. And like, they just yanked my face, yanked it and all of that. I was like, wow, they ain't playing. But nah, from there, we ended up getting remanded. And I ended up going to Reading prison. So I was in Reading prison. That's the first day of jail. I got there, and because obviously I'm a YO at the time, so he's gone to some adult jail, and they taken me to Reading. They've taken me, but when they taken me into Reading, I'm stood in like a separate cell. Like, you know, like the holding area, I'm in a separate one to everyone else. But at first I don't really think anything's going on till one of the cleaners is cleaning, and he's like, yo, blood, why they got you in there? I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, it's weird, bro. So anyway, I'm thinking, what the fuck's going on? Yeah. And then I called the screw and I asked Screw, why am I in here and everyone's over there? And he said, listen, you're here and you're not even going to be able to go on to the main wing because we don't know whether you're going to be a Cat A prisoner or not. So we have to wait for the Home Office to let us know whether you're going to be categorized Cat A or Cat B. Until then, you have to stay in the block. You understand? So he threw me straight in the block. Yeah. First night. Never been in jail before, and on some mad charge, and like,
what were the charges?
Attempted murder, Section 18, possession of class, I don't know if it was B or C back then, which was weed, and possession of a small quantity of cocaine. Yeah. So yeah, like I remember the first night I'm in there. And I ain't never been in prison before, so I don't know nothing about it. Just on some big one, and I just hearing bare doors banging and howling and monkeys and all this. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on here? This is mad. I'm hearing like monkey noises, howling. Like, you know, the block is like, it's crazy, man. The block is just full of lunatics in there. So I'm like, no way. Anyway, like, I'm just chilling. I'm just trying to watch the TV, get my mind off of it, read newspapers, do push-ups or whatever. I've never done this shit before. I'm just trying to stay calm. But it's coming up to Christmas and that, And I remember opening up some newspaper. I'm looking in the newspaper and I see an article about this prison that's got all of these psychos in there. Mad. Like, Bronson and this and that and all of this, Ian Huntley and all of that. And I'm like, yo, that place there look mad. I ain't trying to go to that one. That's what I was sitting there thinking. I was just reading it in the
Which
newspaper.
one was that? Where was he in Huntley?
So, a few days later after reading that, boom, my door gets kicked open. And they chucked this mad suit at me. Yellow and green. I'm like, what the fuck is it? Some mad yellow and green jumpsuit. Like, yo, you're going. Where am I going? We can't tell you. What do you mean you can't tell me? You've been categorized category A. Boom. We're just driving down these back roads. Next minute, I don't know, we could be driving for an hour and a half or something. Next minute, we pull up outside this big place. And I look at the sign and I'm like, oh shit. This is the one in the newspaper. This is the one in the newspaper. I'm like, no way. I'm like, no way. So now I'm like, shit, you gotta get your game face on. You gotta be ready, bro. Like, so I shouted to him. I was like, yo, because remember, I never got shipped by normal, like, you know, like the prison, like G4S or whatever, like the thing. I got moved by actual screws, HMP screws. Do you understand? Because obviously the other companies can't take category A. Not from prison to prison, I don't think. Not at the time anyway, I don't know. But anyway, I'm saying to the screws, that's on the thing I'm saying, is my code E here, is my code E here? And they're saying, who's your code E? And I'm telling them a name and they're like, I've never heard of him and all of that. So I'm like, fuck. So I go on the wing. Yeah, we do all the usual shit. Then I go on the wing and the wing just looked massive. And Wood Hill. Yeah, like, and Wood Hill was, I think it was a new build or something, because the place just looked fresh, but massive. And like, I remember walking through and it's surgery time and there's a kid behind the surgery and I'm walking, he's looking at me and he's like, yo, blood, you play rugby? And I looked at him and I went, nah. And I just carried on walking. I was like, what the fuck does he mean that I play rugby? Obviously, he's looking at, because I had size back then. I still had size. I used to go gym back then, so I had size back then. I was obviously bigger than the average. I've always been bigger than the average. So, I'm in my cell and I just push the door up and I'm just sitting there and I'm just doing my thing, just came back. And then one kid comes knocking on my door, busts open a flap. He's like, yo, what go on, blood? And I'm like, what are you saying? He's like, why are you in there for? Why are you in there? And I was like, because I don't know how it runs. He's like, nah, man, come out, bro. Like, come out. Like, you're just staying in there. And I ended up coming out and then he was cool. And I just met everyone on the wing. And then I ended up becoming like the furniture in that place there because I stayed 2 years in that one. And that's a remand jail. I stayed 2 years in that one there. You know what I mean? So it was like, it was mad. And then from there, I thought, yeah, because they took me off the book after I'd been sentenced and that. So I was no longer Cat A, yeah? They took me off the book when I was sentenced and that. And like, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to go to a B-Cat. Nice B-Cat or something like that. I don't know how it works. I just know it's not the same security. They ain't following me around with dogs. I'm thinking, yeah, they ain't following me around with dogs and shit. I ain't gonna wait for some guy to come with a dog and the book and all of that to move me. Like, whatever. So just to get me out of here. Next minute, they sent me to another Cat A. I'm like, what the fuck? Guess where they sent me? Whitemore. I'm like, nah. Same thing happened. I was watching Crime Watch. A few weeks before then, I see this guy on Crime Watch. And this guy seems like a G. I'm like, what this guy, like, yo. Next minute, boom. I didn't know he was in that prison, but all I know is the first day they took me to the gym, I see him sat there and a bag of people around. I'm like, now I know where I'm at. Now I know where I'm at. Now I know I'm at. Oh, but to be honest with you, see that place there is the most dangerous one out of them all, but that's the one that made everything, like made my whole sentence the way that it was for me. Because I was cool in there. I don't have no problems with no one. I don't get into beef with no one. I'm cool. I can sit there and focus on what I want to focus on. And yeah, when I was in the other place, when I was in Wood Hill, it was all doom and gloom. Me and my boy, he was on there. The two of us, we got the most sentences on the wing. So I got like 11 minimum IPP, and he got 30 minimum for murder. Yeah. So we're like, when we're in there, everyone's like, shit, you lot fucked. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? When I got to Whitemore, and man asking me how long I got, and I'm telling them that I got minimum of 11 IPP. Oh, so you going home soon then? I'm like, what? How long you got, bro? Well, I'm doing 30. Everyone on the wing's doing 30. That's when I realized, you know what? Yeah, like, yeah, you're going home soon. Like, compared to these guys, they may never see the light of day. Just focus on what you got to do. And my focus was bodybuilding. That's it. Like, I just enjoyed it. And I knew that, because I used to read all the magazines when I was in Wood Hill. And obviously I used to train before. It's like, now that I got to Whitemore, I can do everything that it's saying, like, to do in these magazines, like eat your fish, eat your chicken, eat your this and that, because you can cook your own food there. You can get your own food there. So that's how I just stay focused. I have no concept of time whatsoever. The only, even to this day, yeah, I don't know what month it is.
Do you know?
I don't know. I don't know.
Valentine's Day tomorrow.
See, like, you see, for me, like, all I knew, like, yesterday, my guide is the anniversary, because I saw that on the internet pop up. Yeah, but I don't have no concept of time, because other than I need to eat every 3 hours. That's it.
Talking about your eating habits before we start filming, yeah.
That's it, because what am I gonna do? Just sit in a cell for 12 years, just watching the clock tick by and counting the days? Nah. I just know it's just legs today, chest tomorrow. That's it. You gotta eat every 3 hours, and I don't concentrate on nothing else. And that's how I managed to just do it and just come out not being a flipping head case. like a lot of them end up doing. No disrespect to them, but some people, like, prison ends up hitting them bad. You know what I mean? Like, I just stay focused. I knew what I was going to do when I got out. Good. Well, some people said to me that they knew what I was going to do before I did. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember I got sentenced to 9.5 and was feeling sorry for myself. Yeah. And I started speaking to people who were serving all day.
Yeah.
And it puts it in perspective, doesn't it?
100%.
They're like, you're just a short timer.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I knew, that I could be there forever. I knew that I could be there forever, because obviously, like, the license is 99 years. So I have to go on a board to be released. Do you know what I mean? So they can hold me up to 99 years. When you look on the thing, it says sentence 99 years. That's what it says. It doesn't say 11 years minimum. It just says 99, because that's how much they can hold you up to. So I knew that could end up like, I could end up being here for longer. But I knew that I can't be bothered running up and down and doing bag of bullshit right here, right now. And we're in flipping A cat or a B cat doing bag of stripping this, because that means we're never going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, even if you're minding your own business, there's always people who want to cause trouble in these environments.
I never had that.
You never had that?
Nah.
Oh, that's good.
I'll tell you. All right, so I'll tell you how it worked for me. This is the way that I see it, yeah. Like, and somebody, after the last podcast, somebody that I was in there with, who managed to end up like getting out after a big one, and he's someone, you know what I mean? And he said to me, he reached out to me, because he was like my big brother in there, and he reached out to me the other day, And it was just like, bro, I'm glad to see what you're doing and all of that. And he said, I knew you was going to do it before you even knew you was going to do it. Yeah. He's like, but you done your sentence the right way, because you never pretended to be anybody who other than who you are. And I don't do that. That's how I live my life. Like, if you don't like me, you just don't like me. What can I do about that? But I be me, and I try and be thoughtful for others as well. So I don't never find myself in no trouble in there. Nah.
Are you able to say what his story was a little bit?
Nah, I can't really talk about his story.
Yeah.
Can't really talk about his story, but he was somebody that, he had respect and all of that.
What about cellmates then?
I was a Cat A.
So you don't have a cellmate in Cat A?
Nah.
Sweet.
That's lucky.
Yeah, not so. I never had no cellmate at the start. Towards the end, like maybe right when I was in DCAT, I had one guy in there for a little bit, but no, I never had no cellmates really.
Although you didn't get, yourself in trouble, did you see much?
Yeah, all the time.
What sort of things?
Like, all right, the two worst. Yeah, the two worst. One of them's absolutely despicable. One of them I kind of felt a bit bad for. You get me? Because so I'll start with that one. Like, basically, you see in those kind of places, yeah, there's not really, as opposed to like maybe in a B-cat or a C-cat, there's not really as much snitching as you would find in like a C-cat or something. That's how I found it anyway, because people know what's going to happen.
It's more serious.
Yeah, do you understand? Because people are doing 30 years and to life, so they're never getting out. So the people don't care to just go and bun you up or do whatever they're going to do to you. So anyway, I lived on this side of the landing. On the other side of the landing, there was like, my side was kind of quiet. Yeah, on this side of the landing, there's some proper big heads on this side as well. They keep it, they're calm, you know what I mean? Over here it's calm, not much noise. Yeah. Across the landing is where all the younger lot and all of that and all the man them like are there, and it's noisy. This is the time when the Wire first come out. Yeah. So like,
Wow.
So like everyone's watching the Wire and all of that shit.
Great series.
Yeah, and they're hype. So at the end of it, they're hype, shouting out the window and all that. Remember the Wires come on late. Yeah. So anyway, there was complaints on that side of the wing. Yeah. That people are making too much noise at night. And the screws, it's not a prisoner that's come and said like, look, you lot are doing this and people are not happy. That's more plausible in that environment, as opposed to a screw coming. If a screw's coming and talking to the man, then that means somebody's snitched. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So obviously, I hadn't mentioned no names or nothing, yeah. But I used to like be because they used to have little gyms on the wing. I'd be the orderly for the gyms on the wing, clean the gyms on the wing, blah, 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 whatever. So I walked down to go to the cleaning cupboard. And as I walk down to go to the cleaning cupboard, I see this screw, yeah, pardon me, talking to a prisoner in the corner, yeah, but it's like some psh, 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 psh. Again, I'm still young then, so I remember when I'm there, I'm only like 21, yeah, or whatever, like 21, 22, yeah, like, so I walked and I turned around and I've seen it and I've gone, like that, because that's not the place where no one ain't supposed to catch you talking in the corner with a screw. I don't know what the conversation is, but that's fucked up. I just turned around and ran. I just turned around and ran. Yeah. I ran back on the wing and I was like, yo, imagine what I just see. And I told everyone, like, imagine I see blah, 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 this and that. And the man was like, yeah? Say nothing. I'm not thinking of nothing about it. I'm lining up to go to the gym and all of that. Yeah. 20 minutes passed, late. Half an hour's passed, late. Still not letting us go. Miss, what's going on? Gym's like half an hour late now. What's going on? It's been an incident down the gym. What's happened? I can't talk about it. Yo, about 15, 20 minutes after that, man, them come back on the wing. Yo, you should have just seen what just happened down the gym. What happened, blood? The same kid was on the bench, yeah. Bearing in mind, this kid's he's not no bad boy, you know. He's a bit weird as well. Like you could see he's not right. So this shouldn't even really have happened to him. I know by the code it should have happened, but he's not right. Yeah, and it's not that major that he's talking about. Listen, I heard that he was on the bench and man just went boom and dropped a 50 kg dumbbell on his head, turned the kid into a vegetable.
Oh my God.
Yeah, fucked up. You can imagine how I felt. I was like, nah, I shouldn't have said nothing, man. But it's not my fault.
No, it's
you know
not.
What I mean?
It's not your action.
It's not my fault.
No.
The other worst one this is the despicable one, worst of the worst. I was in Kingston. So when I left there, I went to Kingston prison in Portsmouth. It was a BCAT. And I'd heard about this prison. It's like real calm and it's cool and everything's all good in there. Like, but they don't really let much prisoners go there. So you gotta have a good record and all of that. Yeah. Well, I got accepted to go there. So I went there. When I got there, literally in the whole jail, there's probably like 6 to 8 people that you can talk to, that you can chill with. That's it. Everyone else is funny. Like he's in there killing his mum and dad. Yeah. This one here, he's a nonce or whatever. And this is so you just stay away from everyone. Stay away from everyone except your man them. We would sit like at a table like of ours by ourselves like at lunchtime. Yeah. And you just look around and we'll be looking around. And it's like, but this place is funny. But the jail was calm. Like all you have to do is just kind of just get on with what you got to get on with. But you know, if you are going to do anything, nobody can know because like everyone's in a snitch here. Everyone's in a snitch. So anyway, what they used to do from there, as I said, they never used to let many prisoners come over from there. But what they did used to do is they used to get the kids that have been hit with life sentences from Aylesbury, because Aylesbury was the kids' jail. Yeah, when they turned 21 and they got a lifers, like their lifers or whatever, and they got like a all right record, they would send them there because nobody ain't troubling them like as in beef really there. It's not beef in this place, just weirdos. Anyhow, yeah, there's one kid, yeah, I'm just call him L. That's his name, begin with the L, yeah. He had just come from there and he was gassed. Like he was on a hype. Do you understand what I'm saying? And he was the kid that like people, like if people didn't get on with someone, you would just send him to go shit up their cell. Like I wouldn't, not me, but that's what people would do. He would be like the shit up man. You know what I mean? Like, he would shit up like a man's cell or whatever and get paid for it or whatever.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
What a job.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But obviously you're around a bunch of old people in there because there's bare old people in there as well and stuff like that. But there's one man in there and yo, he's notorious. Like I really want to say his story, but if I say this story, it definitely will ring bells. But put it this way, yeah, he was in prison supposedly for killing some top person. Yeah, some top South London gangster. That's what he's in for. Yeah. And the person that he killed, like his Cody, supposedly the gangster's wife or whatever. So it was also a mad plot. Yeah. So like he can't be in no white malls and all of that. He can't. Like I heard when he was in them, he had to live in the block because you know man are gonna touch him. So anyway, yeah, he's in here now, but he could run right in here. He's the king. And all he has is these little kids from Aylesbury hanging around him, filling their head with shit. When I say you shit, yeah, Like, oh my God, some of the stories that I heard is just ridiculous. It's like, he really said that. A man looking at me like, yeah, he's like these little kids are, you know what I mean? So he's got them around him and he's chatting all of this shit. But this same kid, L, yeah, decided to be rude to him one day, yeah? And the man, and he's done it in front of people as well. And the brother's like, you fucking crazy. Watch what happens. You know what I mean? And my man's like, bro, fuck off, you dick, you old cunt, whatever. And cut, yeah? Supposedly, when he's gone back to his cell, when El's gone back to his cell, by the time he's got back to his cell, my man's already in his cell. Yeah? Right. Mate, listen, did him dirty. Wrapped him up, pants down, all of that shit. All of that shit. And I'd never experienced, listen, I'd been in jail for years before that. Like, that shit's frowned upon in England. Like, I'd never experienced none of that in none of them other jails. But this is supposed, you know what I mean? So when we all hearing all of this on the wing, we see my man, like, we're on the exercise yard the next day and we're like, yo, El, you good? Like, come over here. Like, we're trying to talk to him. And he's there with his head down, walking like that. Yeah. And then my man come out, yeah, and shouted him. And he just walked straight over to him with his head down. And my man's put his arm around him. You get me? So everyone in that fucking prison used to hate that guy. Yeah. Like, all of the others are scared of him. All of these people are scared of him. They used to hate that guy. And they really wanted him to get out of there. So eventually he got out of there. Like, he was supposed to be like proper giving out all kind of info about everything that's happening in the jail. That's why he used to get a blight. Yeah, but he got shipped out of there eventually, and I don't remember the exact name of the jail, but at the time, yeah, when I heard about it, because I heard about it, I googled it, and it's facts. Yeah, he tried the same shit in another jail because he got shipped out of there, but he's in a normal like C-cat or B-cat jail. Yeah. And you know, like, man ain't gonna have any of that shit there. So I heard they fucked him up. Good. Badly. He's a dirty old man. He's a dirty old man. Straight.
Absolutely disgusting.
Straight. Crazy. Those are the two worst things. Really. Obviously, I see people get burnt and all of that. Like,
burnt?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, with ghee. Like, people chuck hot oil on people or hot water or something, but that's just normal.
Over drug debts and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, and stuff like dumb shit like that. Or you playing your music too loud last night, or had your TV on full blast and man couldn't sleep. You got to remember, these ain't going home. These ain't going home. Like in dispersal, when people start boiling ghee, yeah, everyone starts grab, because you know you'll add a knife in there to cut up your food and that. Everyone starts grabbing, even if it's your friend who's boiling the ghee. You know what the fuck's going on in his head. You get me? So that was normal, but those two things, those are the ones that probably stood out to me the most because they was just weird as fuck.
Here's a message from our sponsor.
So does anyone fancy a free case of beer, craft beer that is, from Beer 52?
Last thing you need, Jen, you are always late for work after you're drinking beer. That's 8 delicious craft beers from some of the best breweries on the planet.
So simply head over to beer52.com/Sean.
SHAUN.
If you didn't know.
All you got to do is then pay the free £5.95 postage.
Nothing.
Peanuts.
Peanuts.
In fact, they send some snacks with them. You may get some peanuts.
So every month, Beer 52 send a new case with a different theme.
From various parts of the world, too. What parts of the world do you prefer your beers from, Jen?
I guess... Oh, God, where's a good part of the world?
I imagine you're a German. I knew you were going to say German. Is that German? Is that because of the strength?
Yeah, and the taste.
Members have tasted beers from 40 different countries spanning 5 continents. Jen has tried them all, and she's had brands from Mars as well. You also get a magazine which delves into the theme, beer and producers. Do you contribute to that magazine, Jen?
No, I haven't read it yet. No, I'll Happy to. You also get 2 free snacks.
Yum. You can choose a case of light beer only or a mixture of dark and light. Would you prefer light or dark?
Well, I like my beer like I like my men. Weak.
Weak? There is no minimum commitment. You can pause or cancel anytime.
So don't forget, that's beer52.com/Sean.
SHAUN. And all you got to do is pay the piddly £5.95 postage.
And claim your free case of beer now.
Yes, get on it. Thank you for supporting our sponsors. It's very important for the podcast production. And the links, as usual, are in the description box below this video.
Do you know what I mean?
It's interesting to hear, like, because the highest security level you go up to in America, the less things you have access to. But you said they were cooking in Cat A and stuff like that.
In all dispersal, yeah. So Whitemore, I don't know now. No, I'm like 99% sure now, because if they took them out, there will be fucking riots. Yeah. So you got like Whitemore, Franklin, all of those places. You cook your food in all of them places there. You know what I mean? And they had a Sea Cat as well. What's the name by where the market is? Hemel Hempstead. There's one in Hemel Hempstead as well. They use a Sea Cat, yeah, where you used to be able to cook the Mount. Used to be able to cook in the Mount as well before, but I heard they took the kitchens out of there. But in dispersal Cat A, that's all you got. These they're not do this. Then they've got nothing else to think about in life apart from today we're gonna cook some mad beef stew. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's the only little bit of thing what they got. If they take that out, yeah, then it's going to be more hassle than what they're worth, because obviously staff are going to be in danger, then everyone's going to be in danger because it's fucking crazy. But yeah, in dispersal, you cook your own food.
So what's the logistics of that? Because in American high security, you're never allowed out your cell.
No, so you
except to have a shower or go to handball court.
No, so like in Cat A, so in Wood Hill, you might only get like an hour association a day. So you might be banged up 23 hours a day in Wood Hill. It's remand jail. It's Cat A, but it's not, it's a remand jail. But as the dispersals, it's like, you have to work. You have to work. So you're out at work. You understand? You have your association. They try and structure your life, yeah, so that you can at least, because at the end of the day, the main goal is supposedly for people to come back out on the street. So they try and make it like where you go and work and you come back and cook. Before, it used to be Aramark or whatever. Yeah. So then you go straight. You don't even have the canteen sheet. You go straight to the stores, and that's where you get your food. So you say, I want 2 steaks. I want I want a whole chicken, whatever, snapper fish, and you get that, some seasoning. You get that.
Yeah, nice menu.
No, but you got to remember, you're only allowed a certain amount of money, a week in prison. So you got to think about it. You're gonna spend all your money on this, for this one meal, and then have nothing for the whole week. No toiletries, no nothing, no the other. If you smoke, you ain't got no burn or nothing. I don't even think you're allowed to smoke in prison anymore.
I don't think you are.
But then you was, So you got to think about that. Like, you can't just go and blow all your money. But there's certain man, they got sacks full of food. You know how they got that. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's like, but then it changed over to, it's changed from Aramark to DHL, and then DHL will change it. Now it's just canteen sheet. You know, everything just bumped up. When I first got there, a box of eggs used to be like 30 pence for like half a dozen eggs, and then you had the whole, what's it called? And like where the price, like inflation and everything, and now it's like ended up. DHL took over. Now it's £1 to buy a box of eggs. It was. So yeah, it's not like you're just there living in luxury. No.
So I've got a few questions about what you said then. So when you're on 23 lockdown then with an hour out, do they let each prisoner out at a time so you're not around other people?
Not in remand. They will just, depending on how big the landing is. So like, let's talk A cat and B cat, because some B cats is only like an hour, like Brixton back then, only an hour association, and they do it by landing. Do you know what I mean? Like,
So everyone comes out at the same time.
yeah, but landing by landing. So whoever's on your landing. But in Wood Hill, it's structured different. So the whole wing will be out. Yeah.
And what have you got access to then?
Just the phone, pool tables and ping pong. And like, obviously you get exercise on the yard.
And showers.
Yeah.
And what equipment is available to exercise?
Just walk around, was it clockwise?
I think it's one way or the other, because
I think it's clockwise.
what was it?
Because
The
there's a-
So
rumour?
you have to go this
Rumour
way.
that if you go the
have to
wrong way,
Nah,
that you're
no one don't do that. No one don't do
No.
that. It's that way. So clockwise. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one don't walk that way.
Yeah.
You're weirdo. Yeah, not walking that way, man. They look at you like, bro. Yeah. So that's it. My exercise and phone call really in that place. But once you're sentenced and all of that, you imagine everyone, you're just locked in that room for 23 hours a day, and you're not even getting a chance to go out and try and, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just going to be trouble on the wing. There's going to be trouble. 100%. 100%. It used to be like that anyway. Sometimes in unlock, especially in Whitemore, unlock, mate. That's dangerous. Them time that's dangerous, you know. Make sure you're out your bed and you're up, because you play like you're sleeping in your bed and all of that. Yeah, unlock. Yeah, and you had my man up all night. Yeah, he's waiting until his door comes, and as the screws are going, doof, 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 he's just shadowing behind, slipping yourself, bang bang in your bed, sleep, come out. That's how it is there. So you make sure you're up. And you make sure you're up in them places when it's unlocked.
So in America as well, in the highest levels, when they don't let them out of the cells, they weaponize crap.
Yeah.
Do they weaponize crap in the UK prison system?
Well, you said there was a guy who chucked
shit
crap
people
or
up.
something.
Yeah. Shit people up. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, in other ways, did they weaponize crap? Like, for example, they had like people with chicken bones. They put shit on a chicken bone and they blow pipe you.
Oh, that's disgusting.
When you're going past, because these guys can't get out of the cells at all, like, other than the shower and things.
But what they got, the cages, they got
creative.
bars though. In these cells, there's no bars. In these cells, it's just boom. You're
Solid
the
doors.
solid door. You can kick that as much as you want.
Yeah.
That ain't opening.
So there's nothing you can get out.
Nah,
What about the
nothing.
guard when he
And
opens the flap?
Just the flap. It's just a pane of glass.
Yeah.
That's it. And you try to throw something at the pane of glass, it will just shatter.
So they're protected from it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, there's no bars. Like when I told you I was in the holding cell and the kid come over to clean and was like, "Well, you do." There it was bars because it was just a holding cell. When they take me up onto the wing, onto the block, then it's the proper solid steel doors. Yeah.
Yeah, they have like a whole unit of shit slingers in the American prisons.
Yeah.
That come up with all kinds of shampoo bottles and fucking tubes and everything.
Yeah, no, obviously people shit up, but like that shitting up thing, it's like people shitting in a bucket for ages and letting it fester and turn disgusting, and it's like people are paying them to do that. Normally here, you're getting paid to do that because they might say to you, "Yo, go shit up that screw," or "Shit up my man's cell," or something like that. That's what happens.
Did you see attacks on the guards?
Obviously people would wild out and do some fighting thing, but I don't know if I remember any screws getting shitted up. Maybe, probably, but again, like that just goes straight over my head because that's just normal living. Like it's not like when I was in DK. Like that was a whole different contrast.
So it's racial gangs in where I was at. Is there like a gang structure? Is it like postcode wars and all that shit?
Where? In the prison?
In the UK, yeah.
Yeah, in the prisons, yeah. So Birmingham, like, and I'll be real, like, I know, yeah, like, obviously I've met loads of people from all types of different gangs or whatever, yeah. But then Birmingham, man, all I know is when I see them in jail, yeah, and it's someone from the other side, whether they're a burger and the other person's a Johnny or vice versa, whatever, it's on. They get down. Like, they get down, trust me. Like, they're the man that I see get down the most, but maybe because a lot of the time I spent in Midland prisons, but they can't be on the same wing as each other. Like, people from opposite sides. I don't know, maybe like the other places, Manchester and all that, but I never really see any. I see like people from down south, like London, they might have beef like with another person or whatever, but a lot of the time that will get squashed. A lot of the time, people will convert, and then that would be the end of the beef.
So that must have been a fine line for you then, because you're like, you want to get your head down, just get through it all. But if you've got to represent, you got to represent in a way that could possibly extend your sentence.
Yeah, no, but as I said, like me, like when I'm in prison, I'm the only person that in them prisons there, I'm the only person from my area. The only person. Do you know what I mean? Like, people asking me where I'm from, they're like, what, for real? There's man like you down there. And like, yeah. And like, seriously, I'm not even chatting shit. Like, do you know how many people have said that to me? So I never had no street beef in no jail. And like, when I'm in prison, again, as I said, I'll just be me. I'll just be me. And a lot of people like to come to me and ask me for advice. Like, obviously, I'm the gym guy. I know what I'm doing there. Do you know what I mean? You might see like, you would never ever even think that me and these people even remotely even know each other. And you'll walk past my cell, you see them in my cell. If I screws walk past and all you see in my cell is beards in my cell, and Screw walk past and go like that, like, look like, what the fuck? But nah, just get on with everyone. I'm cool, man. I don't do that. I don't need to do, you see, like my story and all that. I don't talk about it to know, because I feel like if they listen to it, they might think it's bullshit. I just keep myself to myself and I do me. And you can tell by when you meet me, yeah, as they say, real recognize real. So at the end of the day, you meet me, you can tell I'm not no pushover. So
definitely.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Did you see any mayhem from street beefs in
Yeah, like when I was in Oakwood, like, that was mad. I'd never seen nothing like that before, because like, it was like they never had control of the jail. They never had control of the jail. It's like these crews, yeah, are like people that just come from Tesco's and that. Yeah. So they ain't really been trained. I walk into the cell sometimes and I see the screws in a headlock. And they got the screw in the headlock. Like, look, man, look. And all of that, doing all of that. Like, it's crazy. But there, I see some crazy shit. Like, I see, man, because the way how it's structured and how it looks, yeah, is a bit more like Woodhill, yeah, on how it's new. And you got to walk a long walkway where you could literally drive a car to get to another block, and then the blocks look like a block of flats and whatever and all that. And when I first got there to Oakwood, I got there and I landed in the yard, and it was like I'd landed in the hood. Seriously, because the whole exercise yard just stunk of weed. It's just weed. And it's like we stood at a block of flats, because the block looks like a flat. Yeah. So the block looks like a flat. Yeah. And there's bare man them outside smoking weed. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? But the mad shit what I saw in regards to beef, yeah, is that certain man from a different gang who I know, I'm actually cool with them now. At the time I didn't know them, but they were from the other side. They come into the jail, and the people from the other side had heard that they're in the jail. This gang's in the jail. I don't know. Don't ask me how. Do not ask me how. To this day, I'm baffled how they broke out of this wing all the way up this road, because it's like a road there, you know. You can literally, they broke all the way out of here and tried to rush our wing down there just to get at them.
Wow.
That's some real street shit. Like, that's some shit. That's when I said, yo, them man, they're on stuff. Like, trust me, they ain't playing games.
Were they all tooled up and
Of
stuff?
course they must have been.
Of course.
They had to have been. Of course they had.
How far did they get on the...
They got there. But, yeah, one of the other man them that was there, who is not part of this side and not part of that side, but gets on with both, squashed it. Yeah. He died, rest in peace as well. He's dead now.
How did he die?
I think he got a shot. Yeah.
What about your best friend then? Did he die while you were inside? Or was that...
When I was in Woodhill.
Oh, shit.
He died when I was in Woodhill, man. Like that, like I probably spoke to him maybe a week before.
No.
Yeah, he had some shit going on. Because he hadn't long got out on a drug charge. And...
Did you see him in the system? Or different categories?
No, when I say he had just got out, he had probably been out 6 months to a year, and then I ended up going into prison.
Oh, gotcha.
So I saw him outside for a bit, but obviously just trying to get his life back together, and like he was so gassed because obviously, as I said, he got me into the music thing, and then at the time I started moving forward. Like nobody in Reading had been making no mad music videos. I'd made like a big music video. Lucky it didn't get out. Lucky it didn't, because we was doing stupidness in the video. Do you know what I mean?
How bad was it?
Bad. bad, but like really incriminating. Like really incriminating. Like really, like yeah, especially for what happened. Like mad incriminating. So it's like he was gassed. He was like, yo, he's so proud of me and this and that. And then when I spoke to him when I was in prison, I ended up in prison, and he was like, bro, I'm under pressure out here. I don't know the full ins and outs because I wasn't out there. And like, again, I don't talk to anybody anymore. So I never ever got to know the full ins and outs, but he just told me that he was under pressure. And he was like, bro, I know if he was out here, none of this would be going on. Facts. I don't care what anybody says. Facts. It wouldn't have been going on. If I was out, I promise you, it wouldn't happen. Facts. I know that. I have to live with that. You understand? It's like, so I spoke to him maybe a week before, and then like I rang my girl like one day, and she's like crying on the phone and all of that, and I'm like, yo, what's going on? What's wrong with you and all of that? She's like, leave. I don't even say his name, but he's dead. He's dead. You get me? And it's just like, that's that. I'd just been hit with the bird and all of that as well. Just, you know what I mean? Just been found guilty. So it's all at once. I had to deal with all of that at once. Like, yo, and everybody out there was saying, I'm finished. Like, you know, barbershop talk and all of that. When he gets out, cars are going to be doing this and cars are going to be doing that. Them cars still ain't doing that. And nah, I ain't finished. But they thought I was going to be. And I had to deal with all of that at the time.
What were the circumstances surrounding your friend's death?
Same normal bullshit with a girl and all of that. Girl stuff and all that. So it's always like that. If it ain't drugs, it's a girl, innit?
They say
It's
that.
just life.
Yeah, my best mate died just over a year ago, and I just grew up with him from childhood. I know what it's like, man. Yeah, it's heavy, isn't it?
It's long, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But again, as I said, I don't know the full circumstances.
You don't know.
No. So all I know is something to do with a girl or something. I don't know. It's not even like I can go and talk to these people and find out, because the people that are in the know, I don't get on with them.
Did someone get put away for it?
No. No. But it's the again, the people that would know the most, I don't talk to them.
Well, the spirit of him lives on in you.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Like, even yesterday I was sitting there thinking, I'd love him to be able to see even though they locked me down what I'd done in this short space of time.
Yeah, be proud.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Had Spice hit the prison at the time you would
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Got any Spice stories?
when I got to that one. When I got to that one I was telling you about, the awkward one.
Yeah.
That's when it hit. Let's call it Mamba.
Mamba.
Yeah, Mamba. Yeah, I think that was one of the strains. It's like, yo, he's having a Mamba attack. He's having a Mamba attack. I'd literally be in the line. Yeah. I don't know. Listen, man is showing me this thing, yeah, this green thing. I'm saying, bruv, that ain't weed. Man, you're supposed to be weed, man. Like, you know, like there's old weed guys that you would never think that, like, they go on like their rastas or something. Like, they would never do no chemical stuff. You're smoking that now, and I'm saying, and I'm talking to you, like, talking to us seriously, like, come on, bro, like, why are you smoking this? And then, nah, it's calm and all that. And I'm saying to him, all right, so if this was white, would you smoke it? No. So were you smoking it then? What?
How
Because
green
it's
we
green.
talking?
Because that's what
Are
it
we
is.
talking like lime green?
No, it's
I've never
so
seen
it's like it's plant matter, but it's been sprayed.
They marketed it as like a synthetic weed.
Yeah. Yeah. So it looks like weed, but it's been sprayed with some mad chemical. Man, listen, I literally stood in like in the line, surgery or something like that, and you'll just hear boop. And you turn around, the man stood right next to you, yeah, it's collapsed on the floor. I remember a man saying, shit, Mamba attack, man, don't let the screws, and just dragging him by his legs into his cell so the screws don't see. Yeah, I see man fighting in the air and all of that, screaming and shouting, fighting in the air. Nah. After I never tried heroin when I was living with them people that was doing all that stuff all of them time when I was a kid. That's not me. I'm good. You lot do what you lot are doing over there. I'm good with what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Nah. So, yeah, man, that changed. That did change a lot of people, though. Like, I see people out on the street now, and it's like, where I've been in prison around it. You know that man there, he on the road, he's definitely had spice. That's what I saw a tramp the other day in Luton. Yeah. And he was just like out of it. And I said, listen, crack ain't do that. Heroin ain't do that. It's the spice that done that. And I knew a few smackheads, yeah, that was in there, like heroin addicts, yeah, that was in there, that stopped smoking heroin to revert to that. Yeah.
What people like on spice? Nuts.
Out their head.
Completely fucking nuts.
No, just out their head, like the mong.
Oh.
Just retarded.
I always envisioned it being like giving you really.
No, some of them
energy.
having it. Some of them, so most of them are just out their head, like doped out their mind. Yeah, like to the point it's retarded.
Like zombies.
Yeah, or you have the ones, like I said, fighting in the air, acting crazy. I don't know why or what is the difference between what strain or why he done that and the other one ain't do that. But most of them, I see them act like zombies.
Because it's like with weed, you get like an active or a passive variety, don't you?
Yeah.
This
So
is
it's
chemical shit then.
So this is there a variety of spice you can get?
I don't know.
Spice is a variety of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's the designer drug.
Yeah.
You got chemists making different strains, and they always like trying to change it to outsmart the drug laws,
So it don't
because
get
then they
banned.
make it illegal, so they bring in something else. So it's a whole new generation of drugs that have never been tried on people.
Yeah.
And like T-Bone, my mate out of Arizona, he wrote to me when the spice hit there.
Yeah.
He said like people just throwing themselves down the stairs.
Yeah.
People just flopping on the floor like fish.
Yeah.
People just wigging out and just tripping. And then they don't even know what they've done.
Yeah.
They've come round and they don't even have no idea what they've done.
That's what I'm saying.
sound fun.
Man's fighting in the air, screaming, shouting, all of that. On the exercise yard, not. Everyone's on the exercise yard laughing. Grown ass man, swinging punches and all that. There ain't no one in front of him. Or
Shadowboxing.
Yeah, or you got the weirdo who's just so monged out he just collapses on the floor in front of flipping everyone.
Shit.
Wait, that's not me. I'm all right. You keep that shit. I'm fine. That's all right, man. But no, that definitely changed the landscape, though.
Changed the drug culture, hasn't it?
100%.
Changed over the years.
100%.
Yeah.
And obviously, then that's gonna you're going to find more of the snitching going on the wing, which then is going to in turn be more violence and all of this stuff. It's just crazy, man. Because at the end of the day, you know they're going to be getting into debt. Because they're paying crazy money for some little idiot dibby bit. Do you know what I mean? And you know they're going to end up in debt.
And then they're on the phone making up all kinds of stories to the family members where they need £1,000.
Yeah, but in Oakwood, that's where I saw a lot of this snitching going on. Like, literally, you'll just hear the door. It's bang up now, lunchtime, and you'll just hear next door's door open, and you come out after roll check, he's gone. And you look out the window when they're moving the nonces, and he's in a line with them. Yeah.
Do nonces ever get in the general population and get dealt with?
Secretly, I know that I could talk of one that was quite recent, like when I was in DCAT, which is like, what was it, 4.5 years ago, whatever, 5 years. Like I know that there was one guy who was supposed to have been on a wing, and he was supposed to have been in for something funny, and supposedly, the screws, like, you know, like they on the computer and that, and they might walk out the room and leave the computer on. You think they don't know what they're doing? Do you know what I mean?
Some of the guys we've interviewed, the guards have given the hit list.
Come on, you're in the office and the flipping. The monitor's been left on, the screen's left on, and you're just seeing this, you're seeing everything. So there was supposedly a guy on the wing who was in for something funny, and it was left on one of the screens. So he never got dealt with, but I heard that he went back to his cell, and his cell was turned upside down, and he had left his cell locked. So he's gone back to his cell, and his whole cell had been turned upside down and flooded out. So imagine you going back to your house. You know, you lock your house and your house has been turned upside down. You'll be thinking, what the fuck? I need to get out of here. They must have found out that guy was offered that wing quick. But that's the only one that I could really remember. That was quite recent.
Who were the highest profile inmates that you encountered?
Loads. I don't mention their names. Obviously, like I said, those names when I ended up in Wood Hill, but I didn't encounter them because they was on different wings. When I went to Whitemore, I encountered some real high profile, but I never shout their name because I know they
like serial killers and stuff.
Nah, like real gangsters, like real ones, real British gangsters. Like, all you got to do is think of the timelines of when I was in there, and you'll know who I was in there with. You know what I mean? But yeah, all cool guys to me. Some of them ended up being like real close, like my real close friends.
So it used to be like the armed robbers were at the top of the scale. Yeah. Is it like the big drug barons now? Or?
Yeah, of course it is, yeah. It's like the drug dealers. And then again, like at the time as well, especially around when I was in prison, you've had a lot of terrorists in there as well. Yeah. You had a few terrorists in there, high profile ones.
I interviewed Moazzam Beg. You familiar with him?
Nah.
They had him in for terrorism.
Yeah, because what was it he tried to do? Blow up? Not blow up, kill.
No,
kidnap.
he did a humanitarian thing. He was set up by the CIA and MI6 and all this shit. Yeah.
Crazy, man.
I don't know who I'm thinking about.
Crazy. No, I met some people with some crazy stories, man. Like some crazy stories, just like with that kind of stuff. They're being tortured.
Yeah,
in Afghanistan.
he was in Guantanamo Bay and all this shit.
That. Yeah,
they almost killed him.
Yeah. I met loads of people like that.
You saw people get killed through the torture there and everything.
Yeah, I met people like that, man.
Yeah.
But again, I never knew them from anywhere, so I'm not gonna judge you on anything. Yeah, and whatever they're in for, I don't know anything about, but all I know is them people, when I met them, they was cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just cool, normal guys. You ain't even think that this guy's in for what he's in for because he's just real learned, cool. Do you know what I mean? So
who did you bond the most with throughout your entire incarceration?
it changes, innit? Because like you go from one prison to another. So this guy was your dog for years in this jail, and now you don't never see him again for a good couple of years, and then you end up bonding with another set of people.
It's horrible starting all over again, isn't it?
Yeah. Like in regards to it being horrible, the worst one for me was I was in Huntercombe, and Huntercombe used to be a young offenders prison, yeah. And after it was young offenders, they turned to adult prison, yeah, adult CCAT. So from the Kingston one, the weird one I was telling you about, yeah, I went to there, and this place was cool. It was like everyone from, it's just a London jail, isn't it? So it's like we all, you know, somebody we know, or we know you, or we know your people. So it's just like everyone knew, it was all cool. And there it was like I bonded with loads of people there, and then one day we all get slips through the door. And it's like, yo, basically you got to try and pick a prison that you want to go to, because the prison is going to shut down and be turned into a foreign national jail now. So they start shipping out everyone, but as always, I end up being the last one. So I'm just sat here now, and all my friends are gone, and it's just a bag of foreign nationals now.
Oh.
Most people can't even speak English, and I'm just stuck there. I just lie on my bed. It's association time. What am I coming out for? You know what I mean? Just lie on my bed and watch flipping whatever's on the TV. But yeah, man, that one was probably the worst, because like I bonded with a few people from there, and then I just left. Like I didn't even leave, they left, and I'm stuck behind, and I ain't even got no one else to chill with. Crazy.
You gave me a flashback then, because when I was in my deportation prison, it was all Mexicans and just me.
Yeah.
And I was a bit institutionalized, and like they're very friendly, and they would come and sit on your bunk and stuff.
Yeah.
But where I was previously, other races can't come and sit on other races' bunks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fucking hell, like, it was wrecking my head.
Crazy. Yeah. See, nah, it's not that bad in there, but it was just like you had like a load. Again, them same people that do all the dirty protests and all of that. You find a lot of the foreign national guys would do that try. Yeah, because they don't want to go back home, do they? I don't want to go back home. I remember one Jamaican guy threatening it one time. He said he's gonna shit up his cell and stop nyam food and all of them things. He said, I gotta shit up my cell and stop nyam food and all of that. Yeah, and I'm laughing. The screws went and they went to run on it. He's like, shit, sorry. He changed his whole flipping story. Do you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, nah. The foreign national was just like, I just wanted to get out of there. But I ended up going decat from there. So it's another blessing.
So my best mate was dead wild, man. He was a big guy, and there's ways to get extra food in the system. Yeah. I imagine you had to get extra food in the system. Honestly,
listen, bang up. So after Whitemore, being able to cook my own food, yeah, I literally, the only food that I can eat now is tin tuna. I'd eat 10 tins of tuna a day. 10 tins of tuna every single day. Get me like 300 grams of protein. So I eat 10 tunas a day.
How many calories is that, 10 tins of tuna?
Tuna hasn't got barely any calories in it.
It's all protein. So you times it, the amount of protein by 3 and fats by 9.
So you know your foods then?
Yeah. So if it's like 30, it's not really, we don't really count calories too much in bodybuilding. It's macronutrients, so fats, proteins and carbs. You can add it all up, but what's the point?
It's quite a nice weapon, that, as well, isn't it? 10 tins of tuna in a sweater.
But you're not allowed all of that much.
Okay.
Remember?
Even one would be
what I used to do, I would obviously I'd have to either send people money or exchange burn, so I can get enough tins to last me the week. Do you know what I mean?
So the procedure to exchange money is that your person on the streets puts money on the inmate account or street to street?
Yeah. Inmate, it depends. Or if they give you a bank account, or whatever. It just depends on what deal you got going on with the person, or you just get them burn, and if you sell burn, you're good.
Did you have a phone in there?
Nah, see, that's the one thing.
Boy.
Nah, like I never had no phone. I didn't need no phone during all that bang up time. What do I need that to do?
Because that's running drug businesses and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't.
I thought you speak to your family and friends.
I didn't have no big
Well, you
job.
could do it anywhere on the payphone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have no, and again, awkward. Like I'm in prisons where you got prison phone in your cell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in Oakwood, you had prison phone in your cell. So when I was in like bang up and all of that, like proper bang up, what do I need a phone for? What, to chat shit to some girl on the phone?
So all the prison calls are recorded, so you can't do drug deals on the recorded.
That's why I'd probably get a phone. If I went to prison, I'd get a phone. I'm always on the blower.
Nah, I did. Listen, if I need to use one, I know where to get one.
Yeah.
So I ain't holding on to that. I'm not trying to be stupid and make this stupid phone. Well, what am I gaining from it? That's for me in life now, that's like from getting that sentence and all of that. Yeah, that's the main thing for me, to weigh up the options and think. And I've been doing that. Do you know what I mean? From since back then. So it's like, what am I going to do? I'm going to hold this phone. Yeah. I'm not running no big operation out on the road. So I'm going to keep shoving this phone up my ass to talk to a girl. That made no sense.
No.
If I need one, I know where to get one.
So other than the tuna then, did you have any other food hustles?
Nah, like those were just in them places. As I said to you, like we're talking a short space of time. So we're in Kingston from Whitemore. So from Whitemore, yeah, where I could cook my own food. I moved to Kingston, where I have to eat the tunas. Then I moved to Huntercombe, where I have to eat the tunas and the mackerel. But that's only 2 years in each one. From there, I moved to a DCAT. There's a whole different ballgame now.
You get restaurant food and everything.
The screws will bring me back food. Like, I'm not being funny. Like even if I go to the kitchens and all of that, like I get the kitchen stuff will be like, yo, put this under your top, take that, sacks full of oats, loads of like chicken pieces or whatever, because they knew what I was doing. They knew what I was doing. Like they knew what I was trying to do. All the screws, everyone. I went back there to visit someone about 2 years ago or whatever. And when I walked in, the screws was just looking at me smiling like, yeah, we see you in Flex magazine and all that. We knew what you was going to do. Because everyone reads Flex magazine in prison, all them bodybuilding things. So the next minute people are flipping through and I'm in there.
You're a hero.
Like 4 or 5 page spread.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
That's brilliant.
Yeah. So it's like, they all knew what I was going to do as well. So they used to hook me up. Like, obviously they're bringing in their own food. Like, yo, there's a chicken there for you. Half a chicken or a steak. So I'd get steak in there. Or like people might get shit thrown over the wall or whatever. So I'd get steak. But I used to have to cook it with an iron though. Yeah, there's a house am I eating steak. How's am I eating steak? So we get steak in.
How long does that take with the iron?
Huh?
How long does it take with the iron?
It's just like 3 minutes on each side.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
I can't believe you're trusted with an iron in prison.
Yeah,
That's more what's shocking me.
How is you ironing your clothes, going on a visit or on a or like a legal visit?
But do they get used to weapons? I suppose not in a Cat D because everyone knows they're coming out at that point, you know.
Like in the other ones, if you get like a iron, you've obviously got to hand in your ID card. And then you got to bring back, so they know who's got the iron. You got to bring back the iron to get back your ID card. DCAT ain't like that.
Nah.
I had no idea they had irons. That's interesting.
Yeah. DCAT ain't like that. You got your iron. You know what I mean? They ain't studying that. There's an iron for the wing. There's a microwave at the end of the wing, and there's a fridge.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. So like they might bring me a couple steaks, whatever.
Yeah, because if we had visits, there was like a guy who'd give you. If we had visits, there was a guy who'd give you stripes to like somehow press them and shit.
Yeah. See, so like as well, like sometimes I might have a George Foreman as well.
What?
Yeah, it's DCAT.
That's wicked.
you're not allowed it.
Oh, right. Well, it's like, you know.
You're a master. You got to hide that somewhere.
Yeah.
How many hours a day were you working out?
Where? In DCAT?
Throughout it.
In DCAT?
Yeah.
In DCAT, I managed to be working outside towards the end. You have to. So I was outside working in...
No, I mean physical exercise.
Oh, training. Hour a day, but
It
was not like maybe 5 times a week, but it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed because the gym's always closed. Lack of staff. This has happened now. They ain't even know lack of staff. They just saying that.
What about improvising in your cell with push-ups and dips and all that shit?
I used to do that when I first. Yeah. I used to do that but like once you get to a certain stage, there's not even no point. It's not like me doing push-ups now. I ain't gonna do anything. The only time I do push-ups now is like backstage at a show. That's it.
So you had a job in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you are allowed proper jobs like Travis Perkins.
There's various jobs.
Yeah, what did you do?
So first I worked at in some Bernardo's thing, but the woman, she tried to set me up in there, man.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Like she was nasty as well. Some nasty woman and that. Yeah, and she like.
So this is in a charity shop.
Yeah. And she's trying to rub up her cross, man, and all of that, and proposition me. And she was like disgusting. I know I've been in jail for a minute, you know. I know I've been in jail for a minute, yeah. But nah, man, nah. This was disgusting. This was like brown toenails and that. Like it was disgusting. Like, and she would literally cock up her foot, yeah, when we're all in the back office. You go in the toilet and you know like the balls of tissue on the toilet seat where they're trying to wipe that, but they just going crazy with the toilet paper. Yeah, like being serious. So I'm not going nowhere near that. But there's another kid in there who's working with me, yeah, and he's got it. But we had it nice though. Yeah. So like, well, I thought we did because it was like. You work there. It's like you work there. It's all good. Like you can get to go to the gym on the weekend. And my brethren was working there before, but he didn't inform me what the rigmarole was. You understand? He didn't inform me what the rigmarole was. Yeah, like so I'm there and she's letting us go gym and all of that around the corner and blah blah blah, but she's rubbing up and doing all kind of shit. And I'm like, nah. And she's making me all like standoffish and all of that, yeah. Next minute, complaints start going in about me. And I'm like, yo. So now my mate's out, yeah. So I'm ringing him. I'm like, blood, I thought you said in his live and all of that. And she lets you do this and he's like, blood, like, you got to play the game, bro. You know, like, man sent her a couple photos and all of that. Like, what? You been sending her pictures, blood? Yeah. So you want me to send pictures? I got to send pictures to her to get... Nah, bro, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Yeah? So then she grasped me up.
Yeah.
And said, like, yo, he's been going to the gym and he's been doing this and he's been doing that. But, like, I managed to bust it because one of the worst screws in the jail, like he's the one who runs up on everyone. He was like, nah, I know, because the stuff that she was saying, he's like, I know you, yeah, and this don't sound right. And the governor as well, the woman governor, she was the stern one as well. She was like, no, this don't sound right. And they investigated it, and I managed to beat the adjudication, and they got me another place in Age UK in Bognor Regis. And I was in there, and yo, that was nice, man. Cause like, I get to, some days I get to take the old people upstairs in like the room and train them. There's a little gym there, so I'd get to put them through a little workout and all that. I like doing that. I like helping out people like who can't help themselves. So it's like older people, I'm helping them. Plus, yeah, they have me in the kitchens. They taught me how to make cakes and all of that shit. But yeah, like again, by that time, it was then made that, yo, we could go to the gym and do all of this stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I went to the gym on my lunch break, and there was a screw in there. And when he seen me, he went to just like I see when I see it. And he just ran off. Like, he didn't run off, but it just felt like that. All I know is that I used to see this guy walking in the mornings, yeah? Walking to work, which is the prison. I'll be walking from the prison to the train station to go to work. And I'll see him, and he always say hello to me. Now, when I'm walking past him, the next day, the man's looking at the ground and just moving nervous. What the fuck's going on? So just go to work that day, come back in the afternoon, boom, you've been nicked, got an adjudication. What the fuck for? Yesterday, you was at such and such gym, staff saw you. I know I was. You lot fucking told me that I could go there. You know what I mean? And then there's all some mad adjudication and then paperwork come out and yeah, I beat that one. But yeah, now nobody ain't allowed to go gym no more. Oh, that guy's fucked it up. Everyone's fucked it up.
A loser.
Just idiot. So, but in there I was good, man. When I say I was good, like, as I said, they was helping me. They teaching me how to cook cakes. I was helping people. Plus, on my way there, yeah, I get off at the train station, I stop off at Morrison's every morning. I'll buy a couple steaks, sweet potatoes, and I'm working in the kitchen. Remember, I'm baking the cakes and all that. So lunchtime, cooking up a storm. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I was all right, bro. I was all right. In regards to food, towards the end, I was good. And that's why I managed to do what I did when I first come out. Because, like, I never really wanted to do this bodybuilding thing. That was never my...
What was your plan for when you got out?
Before, like, I got to DCAT, yeah? Before I got to DCAT, that wasn't my plan. I was still on the music, still there making music, still doing what I'm doing. And then, basically, I met up with this guy, and he was in for drugs and all that. Like, he's supposed to have paper out on the road and that, and he seemed cool. And he was like, oh, can you train me and all of that? I'll pay you. So he used to pay me in mackerel. So that man ain't eating the tuna, I eat the mackerel. You step up. So I eat the mackerel and he's paying me in mackerel. And he was like, bro, listen, you know, like, I've been in jail and that, and I see big guys and that, but I don't really see no one shaped like you. Like, you ain't got no, like, because everyone used to say it to me, you need to do bodybuilding, even Screws be like, you need to do bodybuilding when you go out. And I'll be like, what are you going, I'm not wearing them pants. I'm not going to stand up on stage wearing them pants. And everyone's like, you got no missing body parts. Like, what are you talking about? You understand? Anyway, this guy was like, I'm going to get a picture to this judge. I know a bodybuilding judge. Like, he's one of the top ones in the country. And get a picture and see what he thinks. Guy's got the picture of me, yeah? And he's like, what the fuck? He got like that in there? It's like, yeah. He said, listen, tell him when he gets out, come check me, I got him. And that's what I done. That's what I done when I got my first town leave, my first townie or home leave or whatever it was. I went straight down to the gym. Straight down to the gym to meet this judge. You know what I mean? And like, when I pulled up outside, it's a big gym as well. Yeah, pulled up outside there, I see this girl come walking out, and I seen this girl on Instagram before, and I was like, no way. I'm saying, because the lift that I got was another guy that I was in jail with, and he's only just got out a few weeks now, but he's like, I'm gonna take you, you know what I mean? Like, and he make sure I'm gonna take you, you get me? So when we're in the car park and I see this girl walk out, I know her from the internet, yeah, she's hot as well. Yeah. And then I see some big guy walk out as well out of the thing, and I was like, nah, bro, I can't go in there. A man looked at me, he's like, you fucking crazy, blood. Like, come, man, we come all this way, you got this, man. So I walked in there. I was looking for the guy, met the guy, and obviously he's like, go on, like, whip off your shit, show me what you're working with, kind of thing. So I posed for him, a few other guys.
How did you pose?
Just the mandatories. It's just like, yeah, that's called the most muscular.
A muscle.
No, sorry, that's front double. Sorry, that's front double.
Ooh.
Front double bicep.
What about that one?
Most muscular.
Thank you.
Yeah. So basically, I'm posing for him, and there's a couple guys there. One of them is a renowned bodybuilder, like worldwide. He's no longer with us anymore, R.I.P. But they saw me, and the judge was like, "Right, you're going straight into a show." What? Yeah, as soon as you get out, yeah, fully, when you're proper released. Like, there's this one coming up in, I think it was a September or something. Kent Classic. You're doing that. What? Nah, man. I ain't really thinking about that, you know. And he's like, I'm saying, what if I get smoked? And the other people are in the room, yeah. And they're like, bro, you ain't getting smoked, bro. You're not getting smoked. If you get smoked, yeah, it's by some freak, and you are the freak. So you're good. So you're good. Yeah. So I went and done the show, and I won it. Yeah, came first in the intermediates, the Kent Classic. Won it straight away, no off season, no nothing. Ain't know nothing about bodybuilding. First time I stepped on stage, all the write-ups was mad. This guy ain't got no body, missing no body parts. He's a great bodybuilder, blah blah blah. He invited me to the British Championships. So my invite to the British Championships now. Second time I ever step on stage, British Championships, biggest stage in Britain. Do you know what I mean? I came third. You know what I mean? I thought I should have done better. I don't know what they was looking for. I've said it time and time again. If it was just conditioning, then I ain't take nothing away from the guy who come first. Yeah? I always have to reiterate that because he was in great shape. But the guy that comes second, I don't know what the fuck they was looking at. Do you know what I mean? But again, like, it's the first time, this is the second time I ever stepped on stage.
And those guys have been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
What was it like your first time getting painted gold?
Gold's illegal in the pro league, yeah, and NPC.
They don't paint you?
Yeah, but not gold. Like gold, that colours is banned in our federation. So I do like NPC, IFBB. That's like Arnold Schwarzenegger and all of that.
So what did you get painted?
So it's tan, it's fake tan.
Fake tan.
Yeah, so I'll just be darker.
Baby
but
oil.
I'm really dark now because I just come back from the Caribbean, so they probably spray me to about this colour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So,
a bit of a tan.
But the gold is, I think the gold is like banned in our federation. Yeah. Wow. You see like all the Arab countries and that, they spray them gold and that. Yeah. But got invited to that, came third, and I was kind of pissed. But then one of the judges came back and spoke to me, and he was like, bro, think about where you just come from and look at what you've done in such a short space of time. Like these people have been trying to do this for years. So just take it with a pinch of salt and be happy. And I left, and I was like, you know what, for real, it's all good. I've taken that everywhere with me now. 100% everywhere with me, because like, again, like as I said, I've only been out for 4.5 years. I've been competing on the biggest stages in the world. I've got my own clothing brand. I've been flying around the world helping people, so it's all good for me.
You've done wonderful things.
You know what I mean? I want to obviously I want more, but like sometimes it's best to sit down and look at what you've actually achieved and what you actually have and be grateful for that.
Gratitude. It's a wonderful
gratitude,
thing.
and that's what that's how I'm right now.
Does it trip you out a bit to be on all these world stages?
I'll tell you what, not really. It's like when I done Italy recently, and I done the show in Milan, it was like I was shocked when I got into Italy because people knew me there already, and I was like, how the fuck do you know me? Well, obviously people follow me on social media or whatever, so it didn't actually, like, I take it in my stride. Do you understand what I'm saying? But my last one, I done the Arnold Classic and they held that in the Birmingham NEC. That one there was like, whoa. Because I think like 50,000 people go through there on the weekend.
Whoa.
So you can imagine how much people was just there watching the bodybuilding. Like, the stage was ridiculous. And you stand on that stage and there's a bright light shining in your face. So all you can see is just rows and rows and rows and rows. And there's a massive screen behind you. And it's you on the screen.
Oh, because I've been there. It's huge.
But I welcome the screen. I welcome the screen though. Because then now I can see what I'm doing.
So you were like having a little look up behind you?
Yeah, definitely. Like, so if I'm hitting like a rear pose or something and I can't see what I'm doing from the back, I'm going to look at the screen and see what's happening from the back.
Move a bit around.
Yeah. So that one there was the most like, whoa, massive show. But all the others, yeah, definitely daunting, but like in my mind, I'd mentally prepared myself for them.
What's the most interesting country you've travelled to do it?
Milan.
Milan
was the. I left there messaging other people like, "Yo, what's it like to live there right now? What's the price on a property like rental and this and that?" Because like honestly, I love that place. I left here with one thing in my mind. Like, you know, people talk rubbish about Italy and all of that. Say, oh, they don't like they don't like black people and all that. I heard and that, bro. Listen, I never experienced nothing like that. Nothing but love when I went out there.
What do you mean?
Nothing but that's all I experienced was love. Everyone was nice, yeah. Everyone was nice. It was all cool. I never experienced no negativity out there. Made me want to honestly, like just going in the supermarket alone. It's just ridiculous. Like, you're going and you're getting like a big T-bone steak like that. Yeah.
I knew this was there was a steak coming into it.
I had to clear out the whole freezer. I had to clear out the whole freezer. I see it and I was like, nah. I was like, €7. I cleared out the whole, and it's decent meat as well. I cleared out the whole freezer, put some in my suitcase, bring that back. Because remember, I'm traveling with a separate suitcase for just food alone anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the food what I had in there, I just ate that. That's what I had for me to be over there, and I just filled that back up with steak.
Fair.
Before you compete, do you have to make some lifestyle changes in those weeks and months?
100%. It just your life turns like it just turns into nothing else really matters.
What are the changes that you got to do?
So you everything has to switch off. Your food starts coming down lower and lower and lower, basically by the day. But as your food comes down, your energy output goes up. So think about it, it's counterproductive. It's like you're trying to drive your car, on empty and get to London from here on empty. You know the car's gonna be like krr, 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 krr. So you go krr, 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 till you get to the petrol station and you put £5 in, and then you drive krr, 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 just enough to get to the next petrol station. That's life. That's life. And that's what you're doing. That's in a nutshell. That's what you're doing. You're only putting enough in, for you to be able to function slightly, because you can't function properly. You can't think properly. Like, so at a certain time, you got to start getting people to give you lifts around and all that. Because
really,
you can't. You remember your brain. The food that you eat fuels your brain. Yeah, especially carbohydrates. It converts into something called glycogen, which is what is stored energy, what you get from carbohydrates. You ain't getting that no more because your carbs are low as hell. So when you're pushing it to the point where you're about to shut down, where you're just about to shut down, that's when you throw a little bit into the fire so you can carry on going. So you feel terrible. Like literally, this is the thing what you do mostly while you're on prep. You're sat in the chair like this. I'm gonna get up in a minute. And you're telling yourself that for like 15 minutes.
Can you
literally just to go to the sink.
Yeah.
You're telling yourself for 15 minutes, I'm going to get up in a minute. But you don't have the energy. But you force yourself, you make yourself get to that gym. Or your friend, whoever's here, drag your ass to the gym. And screaming in your ear, screaming in your face, come on, one more. And that's how you get to the finish line.
I had no idea it was that intense.
People die at the end of the shows. And that. Yeah, of course they do.
Shows.
Sometimes.
What?
Not all the time, sometimes.
Can you squash a myth for me first, though? Do you down a bottle of red before you go on stage?
A bottle of
red wine.
And the reason why somebody's told you that is, some people will drink alcohol because it dehydrates you.
Yeah, even more. So you go even more.
So you get tired, shrink wrap. Yeah, you drink alcohol. I
always heard that myth, and I was like,
no, it does happen. It does happen. I don't drink a bottle of wine. I might have a few shots of vodka, but it's the same.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But remember, you're trying to dehydrate yourself. That's why some people drop down, because they dehydrate themselves so much that their heart stops. It happens. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen at every show. And like, before I answer this, I can't think of a friend of mine that it's happened to. But it's not no secret. Like, people, like last year, loads of people died in bodybuilding. Loads. Men and female.
Is there a no sex rule right before a show?
No.
It's not like boxing.
No. Even that's a myth.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not. It has no say on your athletic performance, because there's different testosterone. The testosterone that you want, to be high for building muscle and training and aggression is free testosterone. The testosterone that you get that you're talking about is called like something like sex binded globin testosterone. Something
Didn't know there was different testosterone. Wow.
Or SHGB or some rubbish like that. But that's the one it's different. It's the free testosterone that has no regards to sex.
So is that just a naturally occurring level in your body?
So everything in your body. So like you got that, and then obviously you got things like estrogen and prolactin and all of these stuff. You need to keep in check. You need to keep in check whilst you're getting ready for a show, because you got too much estrogen, then you're gonna look watery and soft. Like women are normally softer, aren't they, than men? It's a lot of estrogen. Do you know, maybe not in bodybuilding, but normally women are a bit softer, smoother than men because they have high estrogen. So you're trying to eliminate the estrogen, especially when you're getting close to a show. So you ain't holding no water. You want to be hard as nails. So all of that, there's loads of. It's all a science. And everything.
And does working out increase your testosterone?
Yeah, especially certain movements.
Which ones?
Compound movements, especially like squats, stuff like that.
Why are you asking?
Especially squats.
So is there a goal to have a certain testosterone level before you go into the show?
No. Because you could be stood next to this guy and you don't know what he's doing. His could be through the roof. It's like, doesn't mean to say that he can look better than you. Doesn't mean that. Yeah.
The bodybuilders tend to date, male bodybuilders date female bodybuilders because they're meeting each other in that community.
It seems that way, but that ain't for me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, they don't appeal to me in that. Listen, some of them are nice, some of them are pretty, but as I said, like, for me, a woman's supposed to be a bit softer. But I don't mean to say I don't like a girl that trains. But yeah, a lot of bodybuilders will date other bodybuilders, but I think that could be problems in itself. Because imagine the two of you are both getting ready for a show.
You're starving yourself.
Imagine how snappy you are.
Hungry.
You can imagine the thing in the house. But I don't know. I ain't never been in that position.
You're a very humble person, Ghost.
Thanks, man.
To get on these stages then, and 50,000 people, whatever, how do you keep your ego in check?
To be honest with you, again, like as I said, like going through my whole life, I've never been anybody but me, and I don't feel the need to. So I don't need to be doing all of this boasting and brag. Like you see, especially a lot of. I'm not trying to be horrible here, but a lot of like bikini competitors, like they have a lot of them have a bit of an ego. I'm just generalizing here, and it's like they might have been cool, and then they'll do a show and they'll get like a bit of attention on Instagram, and now they think that they're something when a few weeks ago you was cool. I ain't got no time for that.
And then that sows the seeds of their own destruction.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
exactly. And I ain't got no time for anybody like that, because it's just like, at the end of the day, if you're going to pretend, to be somebody else, that means I can't trust you, because I don't even know who you are.
So in the very beginning then, you talked about your absent parents and stuff like that.
They weren't absent. They just worked.
They worked a lot. Yeah.
They're great parents.
What do they think of all this?
That's what I was going to ask, yeah.
So, like, obviously, me going into prison and all of that, it didn't just affect me. It affected, like, their lives a lot, especially my mum. My mum read the whole sentence with me. Everybody else left. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no friends, no nothing. And I don't even want anything from anybody, you know that? But it's just the thought that counts. So even if you send me like a $5 or something, and just think of like, yo, I hope my man's all right. And you think that means a lot to me, because I may not need it, and it may not be a lot, but it's the thought that counts. That's why I'm here with my cousin right now. He's one of the only other people that would do that. You know what I mean? I have another cousin as well that he would like make sure like wherever I'm at, he knows where I'm at, and if I need like whatever he can do, you know what I mean? But we see my mum and that, my mum was there the whole time. My son was there the whole time. Every month, they was there on a visit. Do you know what I mean? So obviously I veered from the path, but my mum's Christian and all of that as well. So like, they believe that like you can veer in the wrong path, but it's what you do at the end that counts.
100%.
Yeah, and they ain't nothing but proud of me right now.
Good.
Yeah.
What do you say to the young people then who are tempted into the lifestyle about what family members go through, such as your mum?
So again, like the main thing for me, for other younger people that can watch and see what happened to me, is that there ain't no happy ending. The streets is undefeated, and you ain't never gonna come out on top. And it's like, when you do end up in prison, there's gonna be very few that stick around. And you may be thinking, all right, cool, fuck that, I can do this shit by myself or whatever. That's all good, but what about what you're doing to your parents and the people them that raised you? Because only you gotta sit there, and they got to come up and visit you every month, and every month, that they come and visit you, your parents, your children or whatever, every month they come up and visit you, they get older and older and older, and you can see that. They might not can see it, but you can see it, because you're the one who's stuck here. That ain't good. No. That's not good, man. So like, for me, that road is dead. That's why when I came out, I could have easily went back to the old people that I used to be around. I could have easily went back. I know they're saying, yo, what happened to Ghost? Why he don't holler at us or none of that? Reason why I don't holler at you is because that path that you're taking isn't the path for me anymore. Do you understand what I'm saying? And you proved to me that it wasn't the path for me, because when I did end up in the struggle, I was alone. I ain't trying to be expecting nothing from no one anymore. So it's best that I focus on what I need to do in life, and the positive stuff that I can do in life for others. You know what I mean?
That's such a powerful message, man. Thank you.
Sure.
How did you rekindle then with Hitz after all those years?
So it's like, he knows me. All the people, the old people from back in the day, they don't hear from me, and they haven't heard from me since I've been out. But you can see what I'm doing. It's out there, broad in everyone's face on social media. Pictures. Imagine you ain't seen me for like as a little kid, and then the next minute I'm some big bodybuilding guy doing this, doing that. It's like, yo, it's nowadays easier to find people because of social media. So he must have probably saw me on social media, and he messaged me and was like, bro, proud of you. What you're doing is mad positive and that. Keep up the good work. And then he asked me to come on his show for a minute, but one stage I was like, nah, I'm not really, because again, as I said, I don't never talk about my story to anybody, you know, like even through prison, like it's only like you're real close to me and you really know what kind of person I'm like, yeah, and you know me, that I may tell you, because it's all a bit out there. And you know, in prison, a lot of people like to talk shit. So I ain't trying to have you looking at me like I might be one of them. So I just keep myself to myself and I keep quiet. Do you know what I mean? But again, like I went to prison and all of that, and the way that I look at it, yeah, so a mistake is only a mistake if you don't learn from it. Trust me, I learned a lot, and I managed to try and like mold my life the way I want it. Everything is off the back of me going to prison and learning the lessons that I learned in prison. Even down to this, I haven't even said anything like to anybody about this. But you see this HBG, yeah? The HBG stands, yeah. So the HBG now officially stands for Healthy Body Goals, yeah? Officially, that's what it stands for. And like, for what I'm trying to do, that's the market. But HBG didn't always mean that.
Okay.
So you asked me if I had a phone in there. I didn't necessarily have a phone, but like my people set up like an Instagram for me.
Shut up.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't go on there. Like they might upload like something, like someone might snap a picture, or I get a picture taken in the because you can get your picture taken by the prison, and I'll send it and it might get uploaded on there. But it stands for Hard Body Ghost. And that was my Instagram handle.
Wow.
That was my Instagram handle.
What is your Instagram now?
It's Simon Brooker HBG.
Okay.
Hard Body Ghost. Healthy Body Goals. Same. All comes off the same thing.
So you said like,
It's just turn a negative into a positive.
You said you were contemplating going on the podcast with Hitz, and then you decided to do it. How did it feel just for the first time telling your story?
It's easy for me because he knows it. It's easy because he knows it. So it's not like I'm talking to someone and I'm saying, oh, I did this and I did that to a complete stranger. And he was there. So he knows.
It's more relaxed.
Yeah.
You found it relaxing today, I hope.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
But psychologically though, just telling it to this big audience on YouTube, how did it feel?
As I said, like from being a kid, yeah, doing the music thing and then coming out and doing the bodybuilding thing, I'm used to like being in front of an audience or whatever and doing all that. So I don't get daunted by any of that stuff. But the thing that I found what made me say, do you know what? I maybe need to do this a bit more, is I've been inundated, bombarded with positive messages from people saying how I've inspired them and my stories inspired them. So why am I gonna stop?
So you're blown away by all the love and respect that came in.
I just want to help others. And if I can tell my story and it can inspire even one person or make a kid come off the road and turn his life around, that's my job done.
That's our job as well. We like to have, all the podcast interviews with a message for the young people.
100%.
Yeah, stay away from gangsteritis.
Exactly. yeah. Nah, definitely. Like it's all about the kids that are the future, man.
So for all those people then who've sent you love and support, that camera right there is right on you, this one.
Yeah.
What would you like to say to them?
I say just stay out of trouble and just stay focused, man. At the end of the day, not every day is going to have sunshine. But yeah, in the end, you'll get to your goal. Simple as that.
And where can people support you on your socials?
So on my Instagram, I'm Simon Brooker HBG. I've got my HBG Activewear Instagram page as well. And the clothing is on hbgactivewear.com. Got a YouTube channel will be coming out soon. I've got a HBG Activewear one, but I'm trying to change it around and maybe come at a different angle. So there's a few videos on there about the clothing, but like I'm going to be making a new one, starting up a fresh one very soon. So
Do you know what your channel's going to be? Because we might be able to put it with this video.
I don't know. I don't know whether to. I was thinking maybe call it Story of Ghost,
Story of
HBG Ghost,
Yeah,
something like that.
that'd be good.
Yeah.
We'll put the link in the description box below
And
this video.
if people see me working out in the gyms of Guildford wearing
He does
this,
not.
Yeah.
where can people get this? We will include the link.
Yeah, you just go on hbgactivewear.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can just order everything on there.
Because you've also been doing schools.
Yeah, so in the Caribbean, like again, like the kids out there managed to see that podcast out there.
Wow.
And they show it to them as well.
Wow.
So it would to try and inspire them, because over there is very deprived and all of that. And like one day, so the school that I've been sponsoring, yeah, all my aunties used to go there. Aunt used to go there, so I shouldn't even have said that name, but yeah, but now all my aunties used to go there, yeah, but my cousin is the coach there now for the team. So when I went there a few years ago, I was like, what kind of funding do you like have for like the kids and all that? And he's like, nothing. We literally have nothing.
Yeah, but
I was like, what? So what, like the school don't fund anything, or the government, nothing. All you can look for is handouts. So I was like, listen, fuck that. I'm gonna do what I can do. I'm gonna send down clothes, sponsor you lot with my clothing brand and all of that. So he's like, cool, he probably thought I was chatting shit. But I don't do that. Within the next 6 months or whatever, I was back there, clothes, presented all the clothes to the kids and all of that, and I was like, listen, I'll be back again in a year. Next time I'm gonna try to set up a gym for you guys. Yeah. And then this is what I've done this time. So this time, my first full day back, the school athletics team had their first meet, like athletics meet on the new athletics track that they'd just been built in Diamond in St. Vincent. So I've gone there. They done their races. I've given out prizes and that, like, because at the end of the day, over there, I got like, I'm gonna have protein and stuff like that and all these kind of things. I have that for myself, but I don't need all of that. So let me use some of this stuff as an incentive. Whoever wins the race, whoever performs the best, everyone got a prize. Everyone gets a prize. So I end up giving out prizes, at that athletics meet, and then literally, let's say 10 days ago, so I managed to get all the stuff out of customs, all the gym stuff that I'd sent over. Nothing crazy, but at the end of the day, I ain't got nothing. Like I sent down like a multi-gym, a lat pull-down machine, some dumbbells, barbells, weights, all that stuff.
Fit kids at school, man.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they love the athletics, so they want to get fit. Do you know what I mean? We're trying to push them so that maybe one day that we might turn on the Commonwealth Games and see one of them on there.
That'd be weird.
Because it happens. Like, we see people from the island on there all the time. So, do you know what I mean? So if I can maybe just even help or change one of their lives, that's the goal. So yeah, that's what I was doing this time down there.
So inspirational.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Joe, James, Aaron, anyone else got any more questions? Anything?
You want to pipe in?
Has it always been bodybuilding, or you weren't tending to like powerlifting or strongman?
Nah, never strongman. But yeah, when I first got in there, I used to watch, because it was Christmas time, World's Strongest Man had come on. Yeah, so I used to watch that all the time. I never wanted to do it. At the time, I'd be gassed, like, let me try and lift up whatever I can lift up. But I never actually wanted to do it. I know those guys get injuries all the time. But one guy that I used to watch all the time was Terry Hollins. Yeah. And yo, I'm not going to lie to you. I saw him a couple years ago, yeah, at a bodybuilding show, but I never said a word to him. I literally saw him and I wanted to say hello to him, but I said, nah. Kind of got starstruck. I never got starstruck. I could have spoke to him, but I just didn't want to ruin it. Like, I didn't want to know, like, I I didn't really want to know him like that, because you know sometimes they say you meet someone and they might not be who you expect them to be.
Yeah, never meet
That's
you.
just
But
your
I heard
idol.
it, but he's not really my hero. He's just someone that I used to watch when I was in there. But he seems like a cool guy, and I've heard he's really nice. I should have spoke to him, but I didn't at the time. I just allowed him. I just thought, nah, man, he's probably just doing his own thing, and I just allowed him. But never bodybuilding. But I mean, never powerlifting or strongman. But I had the choice, yeah, of do I continue to pursue music or do I pursue bodybuilding? I found my cousin here, yeah, one day, and I was like, cuz, what do you think I should do? And he's like, bro, just do both. But I'm not that kind of person, man. I will focus on one thing and laser focus. You know what I mean? I could get 100% to something. So I left the music I did, and I just left it behind.
Maybe go back to it later in life.
You can't. Like, literally, that's why I made the phone call. That's why I made the phone call. Which one do you think I should do? Because you can't. You can't go into hip hop. Yeah, I'm gonna be a rapper after I've been standing on stage in them pants. Never hear the end of it. Never hear the end of it. Never hear the end of it. So nah, that's put behind me. And plus, yeah, again, like there's some shady individuals in the music industry. The kind of individuals that I'm trying to stay away from.
Yeah.
And that whole lifestyle as well. So maybe I feel I always question it, but at the end of the day, again, as I said, gratitude, and look what I've done. I have to be happy.
Yeah. Done so well.
100%.
What about you, James?
Yeah, question. If you do move to Milan,
Yeah.
who are you going to support, Milan or Inter?
Nah, if I don't even know. Probably I don't even know. I'm not really a football man, but yeah, if I do move there, like it'll only probably be for like a matter of months, or like even 6 months maybe, because my heart is in St. Vincent.
Yeah.
My heart is in St. Vincent. That's the plan. Like I'm nice out there. Like when speedboats and all of that, like I'm helping the younger kids, I'm inspiring them, I'm going to their schools and all of that, they will shout my name. You know what I mean? It's like, there's so really like messages from them saying nobody's ever given us the attention that you have. So we're really grateful. So I mean, again, it's really expensive over there, food, stuff like that, but the landscape, that's where I'm from, as my whole family's from, so that's the end
your
goal.
roots.
Yeah.
Tell you what, man, watching your podcast, I knew this was going to be a good day, but it's made my day speaking to you in person.
Yeah.
You're so freaking inspirational.
Thanks,
and your vibe is just spot on.
Thanks, man.
And for the people watching this, let us know in the comments what you thought about the video today. All the links are going to be in the description box for Ghost stuff. If you want to support him, Jen's links are down there as well if you want to check her out on Insta and get her organic cotton clothing.
Get shopping.
But if you are working out, that is my favourite blue, this royal blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, check it out. It's available down there as well.
Matches your eyes.
And hopefully Ghost will have his YouTube channel up by the time we post this video. So yeah, man, give us a hug.
Give us a
Thanks,
hug.
man.
That was
Thanks.
Yeah.
I don't want to make this out the way.
That one. So great.
Thank you.
You're huge.
I need to put on a few
thanks,
more
man.
pounds, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely
man.
blown away.
Thanks, man. I appreciate
Oh,
it.
that was
definitely.
Really like that.
Here at Boomer and Jen, we offer a wide range of organic or recycled clothing. We all know our planet is important. We only have this one, so it's vital that we all work together to slow down and reverse the changes to the environment. Whilst we all know that big industry are having a significant effect on pollution, here at Boomer and Jen, we believe that if we all make small changes, we can do our part. Fast fashion causes detrimental effects to the planet. Not only is nearly 20% of global wastewater produced by the fast fashion industry, but there is a considerable amount of fast fashion ending up in landfill. So let's move away from fast fashion items that are only worn once or twice and start wearing extremely comfortable, durable and environmentally friendly clothing and ethical jewellery. Boomer & Jen was founded in a quiet town in Devon in 2018. It has now gone from strength to strength as the world is becoming more aware of the current climate situation, helping our customers to buy sustainable, quality clothing. All of our products are fair trade and registered with the Global Organic Textiles Standard Association. Check us out on organiccottonclothing.co.uk.